Coming soon on video and DVD.
Found the alarm!
Files!
By low and high, land and sky, there's a danger that fills the air. Though most people are unaware of the traps waiting to ensnare wanderers of the occult. On the chase of the case, every question we tear apart. We've got mystery in the heart. Our brains, they are filled with smarts in pursuit of the results. Light that is shared by the stars each night. They explain why they're playing such a game, to remain undetained and away from sight. It just might, for at the end of the day, it's up to us three. And together we'll venture until we have solved the mystery. And together we'll venture until we have solved the mystery. And together we'll venture until we have solved the mystery.
I have been muted. Okay. Anyways, as we open up in the lobby, we see the owner of the inn working in the kitchen on some good old frog leg soup. This frog leg soup's gonna be a masterpiece. Actually, here's a ribbit from the bowl. Maybe I didn't cook the frog long enough. She's pouring the soup back in there, and setting a mini fire under it. This should be. Hopefully, this is better. I think they're dead now. She extinguishes the fire and then pours it back in the bowl.
While the frogs explode.
And listens. There's a mini explosion in the soup in the larger bowl that was just being cooked on.
You know, as Gordon Ramsay would say, it's raw.
It's not raw. It's the opposite of raw. It's been cooked for a while.
She pours it in 3 separate bowls and then goes out to the lobby where our fellow Mystery Guild people are having their little seat and puts down the bowls. Okay, guys, so this is frog leg soup. It should be fully cooked. I think one of the frogs exploded while I was cooking it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. She goes back in the kitchen.
Should be?
It looks very delicious.
Lou just carefully reaches into his rations and pulls out some spices.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
And just sets them on the table.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. Orchid,
Personally, my mother used to make frog leg soup and would put a bit of garlic in it. Not for taste, but to deter vampires.
Oh, well, I don't know about vampires personally, as a partial bat myself, but I do like the taste of garlic when not in that form, so I will go. So Orchid reaches out and sprinkles some garlic onto the soup. By the way, is it always meant to be this hot? It looks like it's steaming right now.
Well, she did mention one of the frogs exploded.
It's to make sure the frog is dead.
I guess so. There is like a streak of red from the exploded frog that's in the Orca's part of the soup. I believe they succeeded.
It's nature's seasoning.
Lou just looks down at that streak of red, and he's like, "Ah, this is not fully cooked."
Just like how Mama used to make.
Your mother used to make uncooked frog leg soup.
Oh, Ghostie, your image is messed up.
Yeah,
No,
I know. I
fixed
think
now,
I
it's
think I
fixed now.
just fixed it.
Yeah.
I just fixed it.
Wow, you look deformed for a second there.
Yes, I needed to. Orchid rubbed her eyes. Oh, okay, yeah, just must have been my imagination.
I think that was Satan again, Scoop It.
Okay. I guess reading all of those occult texts for 24 hours and no sleep yesterday really fucked me up.
Where did you acquire the? You know what? Never mind. Lou just takes out his cook's tools and just warms his up for just a tad longer to get rid of the blood.
Are you really warming it up? It feels like it's been boiling rather relentlessly.
What are you doing? The red is meant to be there.
I can still see the bubbles from the boiling. They just took it out directly from the pot. I think if I just leave it here, it would continue to cook, to be honest.
Go on, Lou. Try it. Try it now.
Like, I'm cringing eternally just from the description of this. I have in front of me pizza that just came out of the oven, and I don't even want to eat this anymore.
Oh, is your pizza bubbling as well? Because it does that sometimes out of the oven.
Oh no, the description of this food that Aidan has described is making me physically ill.
The frog leg soup, the exploded frog inside it.
Taste the legs, Lou.
Aidan,
Lou
please,
just
what are you doing?
carefully reaches out, takes the bowl, and just kind of takes a little baby sip of it, and then places it back down.
Okay,
And just...
Lou, I need you to roll survival.
Oh no.
I hope you guys missed Scooby.
We did.
Oh, don't worry. You were there in spirit last session. I don't know if you've seen the last episode, but
I haven't. I was without internet for a week.
Okay.
It's not my headcanon that that Scooby is just trying to kill Lou. I rolled the wrong dice.
Oh, reroll.
For a 17.
You are fine. You're not. Yeah, no, you don't have anything wrong.
Yummy, right?
This tastes horrid, Scoopit.
Well, I guess since nothing happened to you, I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and try some myself. Orchid takes like a scoop from the side that doesn't have blood in it, so like the other side of the plate, and just like very cautiously brings it to her mouth and takes like a bit of a sip. Ah! Oh, ha, 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 ha. Okay, it needs a couple more minutes. Hot,
Okay.
hot.
Is Orchid also going to need to roll a survival check?
Yes.
All right, I thought so. Let's see. All the way down. Here we go.
Down.
Ooh, nat
down.
20 plus 5.
You're perfectly fine. You surprisingly aren't even burned from that.
Orchid very gradually begins to enjoy her very much fine, delicious soup.
Lou just looks at
pinch of
Scooby
garlic.
and Lou just cautiously looks at Scooby and says, "You know what, Scoopit? Why don't you have my bowl?"
Oh, boy, thank you.
And Scooby, when he eats it, he does have to roll
Oh,
survival.
hey! I never said I ate. Shut up.
But I'm just saying, if he does eat it, he has to roll survival.
I mean,
But
if he does eat it, he just forced loot it. Of course he can eat it.
But he does get advantage on the roll, so you know.
Ah, yes, the power of Satan gives him survival on anything he ingests. He'll get advantage on anything he ingests. That's right. As
He's got a
established in episode
supernatural
3.
stomach.
To
He's got a
be fair,
supernatural stomach.
to be fair, Scooby, if he was gonna have advantage on anything, food is probably gonna be the one. That's just cartoon canon, honestly.
That is, you know, partially why Orchid chose him for the task, other than the fact that he really enjoyed hot sauce.
Yeah.
Hello, can you heat this up for just 10 more seconds? And my second bowl, too.
I think you're gonna burn it, but okay. What?
I mean, I can potentially help with that, and I use Druidcraft to heat the bowl from underneath, starting a small fire. Pretty sure I could.
Is that a cantrip?
That is a cantrip. That is a cantrip. Yeah.
Okay, good. Don't waste your spell slots again.
You do realize that I do that in desperate situations, and it, you know, narratively makes sense for me to do so. Like, I'm aware of how spell slots work.
Oh boy.
And Lou, sorry, no.
The water begins to evaporate.
Not Lou. What's her face? Yeah. Orchid.
Wow,
God damn it.
we're back to forgetting my name. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Where Orchid specifically drank the bit that wasn't red, Scooby drinks almost targeting that spot.
No.
And what do I need to roll? It was
survival.
Okay, cool.
Is that going to be a straight roll?
You got
because it's
advantage.
the blood part.
I got a
14. And what else? Your other roll?
Oh yeah.
Advantage.
19.
Okay, you are perfectly fine.
Just how Mama used to make it.
Your mother used to have blood in the frog leg soup?
I already said it's nature's seasoning.
Yes, you said that. I was unaware of your mother sharing your opinion on that matter, or possibly providing it to you.
Mother like son.
No, you're very, very correct. We have a saying in Druid culture: the good bear doesn't fall far from the bush.
Yes, oh my sweet mother. You know when I was a boy.
Young boy, you loved to move your feet. Doesn't say that. I just had to make the reference.
Like, Lou just hugs Scooby and, like, pats him on the back a few times. It is alright, Scoobit.
Mama doobie doobie doo.
You know, come to think of it, you know, it would be nice to. I'm sure at some point we ought to give our families a visit, at some stage.
Lou just hears give our families a visit, and he just kind of clicks his fingers together. No. How about I don't? You guys are free too.
Just then,
And
you get a message on your.
Avoiding.
I haven't seen my family in years.
Well, I suppose it might be a good idea. We can travel to certain places. I mean, they're not that they might not be too far away from the Rat Kingdom unless something else comes up. Oh, never mind. Unless you pick up the sending stone.
Just then, you guys get a notification on your sending stone. Beep, beep, beep.
But, like, I hate that the sending stones have just become cell phones.
No,
Like,
they've become Kim Possible's pager.
Like,
God.
That is what
like,
it is.
might I suggest something? Instead of the sending stone making noise and beeping like an ancient cell phone, maybe it can vibrate and radiate with an unnatural aura.
Like an ancient.
Or
So
something,
you're
or
saying
some shit like that.
you're saying it glows like a cell phone, that it vibrates
Or
like a cell phone.
Alternatively, we can give it a ringtone.
Oh, that's
no,
nothing like a cell phone there.
we'll just upgrade them to the sending.
You have a message. Sending.
Upgrade.
Just now your sending stone glows, okay? Your sending stone goes to does the glow.
All right,
glow, and
Emily,
a
you're in
message
charge of
appears.
sound for the episode.
This is
I only have so many!
Okay.
It's from Greg. Greg says, mystery has popped up urgently.
Oh, Greg sent something on a Discord.
Jesus Christ.
What's this
Anyway,
story, man?
Lou stands up from the table and says, I do not know what a Discord is. If you're not
Neither do
speaking...
I said Discord.
I was going to say it doesn't sound very discordant to me. It was, if anything, it was rather harmonious because it was all in time, in tandem. But all right. Either way, we should probably go in and check that out. Let's go to the headquarters. The orchid like slurps up the rest of the soup, forgetting how hot it was for a second. We go. Okay, never mind. All sorted. Let's go.
And Lou just, stands up, takes a knee, and teleports.
I can't believe you put your sending stone on your knee of all things.
Orchid slams her wrist Omnitrix style, and off we go.
The reason I put it on his knee is that so every time he, teleported, he could do kind of like a nightly kneel, take it the knee sort of thing.
Hopefully, I never stabbed in your knee, because then you're gonna lose then you're gonna lose that glyph if you get your knee stabbed.
Okay, sure. I hope my hand doesn't get cut off. Anyway.
At least
Just
then,
don't steal.
Yeah, but at least then they can say that they took a glyph to the knee.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
Aidan, the reason why I have it put on Lou's knee is because the knee is defensible and Lou is almost always wearing pants, except, with a
Last
few
time with the
exceptions.
shorts.
Yeah, with a few exceptions, like that one brief time when he was a whore.
Speaking
We
of
love
that,
we at the Butter Bunch, we love whores.
I will never forget the Scooby quote from episode 2.
Let's
The only thing I love more than sex is the people who provide it.
Yep, that was the one. Yep. Classic.
Okay, anyways, Scooby, do you use your little glyph to teleport?
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
Hey, Gary, tell Greg that I'm coming, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo be right there.
Okay. Rosa looks awkward.
My name's not Gary.
Who is Gary?
No,
I said Gary, but I really like the idea of the bootleg Siri in this universe just Gary.
Is everything starting with G today? Discord, Gary? Like, is that?
Yeah, I decided that's my bit today.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're going
okay.
with
In the Mystery Guild, we have Greggy Poo, and yes, I have his model loaded.
Yes, I
Hello,
noticed
guys.
you haven't taken it off in ages.
Hello, guy.
Do you
Hello,
love it
guys.
that much? I'm really happy you like it that much.
Yes. Hello, guys. Welcome. So we have a very important mystery today. You see, a woman named
Women, we love those around here.
I believe it is a woman, Scoobert, but yes, I do agree.
a woman named Kate in the cat scratch alley has lost her daughter. We'd like you to find her.
Oh, another cat.
Her daughter Marie has gone missing, apparently walking home from school, and she got a mysterious crystal ball saying, from like some sort of masked man hologram, saying, "Do not look for her daughter, or else."
Oh god, it's another one of those.
Yeah.
Have you encountered
Anyways,
that situation
that
before?
Lou just kind of looks at her and says, Can you not? Lou
Let's let you
just
be in
looks
charge
to
a
Orchid.
Think
I was
Michael, this just gave me an advertisement.
I just stopped talking for a second and then I was hit with that sound effect. Who did that?
I thought one of my tabs had like unmuted or something.
I don't know who did the sound effect.
Anyway, Lou was about to, say something. I forgot, thanks to being smacked with a sound effect.
That he had encountered the situation before of someone, threatening, don't follow this lead or else.
Oh, yeah, something about his time in the military. I was going to have it be, like, witty, but I forgot what I was going to say.
Everyone pretend
yes,
like
from your
pretend
military
like they said
stories. Yeah, that was a
something.
very witty anecdote. Thank you for relaying that to me.
The
Anyways,
most
Greg, we'll be on
witty
our way. We
story
obviously
I've ever heard.
We know the way already, so we can just be on our way now.
We can just be on our
Alright,
way.
good luck.
You know, when I was a boy.
Before Scooby can start the story, Orchid teleports to the cat scratch alley.
Correct.
In the cat scratch alley.
Oh, okay.
Alley waits Mrs. Kate.
Are you kidding me?
Her name
You
isn't
you added an E to the end of the word cat.
Yes.
In cat scratch
He's
alley.
run out of puns. He didn't want to come back here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Mrs. Kate is waiting.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she is.
Well, it's Greg at the moment.
Oh, no, I'm not playing Mrs. Kate.
We know. It's Greg at the moment.
Emily.
Okay, I will go ahead and add a new browser source. Very well.
Yes.
Good thing I already have
Yes.
everyone loaded. Here we go.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
I was about to say, yeah, I said she was playing an NPC. I figured you would have had that one loaded.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Lou looks
Transformation Central.
Lou looks around at Cat Scratch Alley. Oh, the memories.
The horrible memories.
See, now this is Discord.
Well, it's not as discordant as it used to be. At the very least, we can at least say that we've the town has been picking up. I can tell you that their crops are going rather well, and I think that their economy is somewhat on track now.
Do they have drinkable water yet?
Oh, well, they've been purifying it, so yes.
Thank goodness, I was worried that you were feeding the crops with tainted water.
The tainted crops.
And then they use the fucking herbal like remedies that are supposed to be in crops, except it's all fucked.
Anyways, cat lady, you want to introduce yourself?
Oh,
Molly,
hello
that's
there.
you.
Really? I'm doing it. Didn't even give me a chance.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
nervous.
hello there. Yeah.
Hello.
Are you
May I
Miss
ask?
Kate, perchance?
I am. Are you the Mystery Guild?
Yes.
We are from the Mystery Guild. Please ignore the talking Satan dog.
Hey,
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
what the fuck are you on here talking cat?
Oh, and it's vulgar. Delightful. What a
It's
Lovely group.
why,
They've-
you know what? No, I'm not the mystery dude. I'm
been back for 5 seconds!
Scooby-Doo, damn it!
This
How
is
is this already
something.
getting wrong? We've been back for 5 seconds! Right. Okay, so to get
You
back on
racist prick.
okay, to get back on track, yes, we are all sentient and we're all descended from different from different parts of the animal kingdom. As far as we're all on the same page in that regard. What we're not sure of at the moment is what happened to your daughter. Could you please? But we were informed a little bit about the situation, but we'd like to hear it from you, if at all possible.
Well, a few days ago, my sweet little girl never came home from school. She walks home. It's a relatively safe neighborhood. In our area, it's normally fine, but she didn't come home.
Orchid
and
coughs loudly. Sorry,
A
please continue.
relatively safe neighborhood? Have you tried talking to the cops?
Well, the thing
It'd be
is,
guards. It'd be guards. It wouldn't be cops. There are no cops.
Yeah, what's a
medieval
cop?
times, obviously.
it's a cop.
Oh, fuck your medieval times. I don't care anymore. Okay, I'm tired of pretending like this is medieval times. This is not.
Not gonna make the joke I was about to make, but next session's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
The
Before I
pivot gonna
could
be insane.
reach for my, what did we call the phones? Setting stones,
Send-
whatever.
Sending stones.
That's just an
Sending-
item from
before I
D&D,
could-
wasn't
Yeah, that's just a normal item.
It was
Josh.
a normal item.
Yeah, yo,
Before
you guys have the new game plus version of the Sending Stone. That's why I can do all this stuff.
Yeah, it's upgraded.
Yeah.
First,
We got the newest iOS.
before I could reach it to
I
call for
hate all of you.
help. I
Eh.
had a mysterious crystal ball that appeared that threatened me, saying that if I tried to find her, they'd kill her and me. Something.
Well, we can say one thing for certain. It only has one ball, so no balls.
That doesn't even add up, Scuba. If it has one ball, it can't have no balls.
Okay, I
Lou
know
just-
this is my last resort, but what sort of ragtag gang are you?
What?
That is a good question. I don't even know how to describe us, to be honest.
We exist. That is
You
all we
say-
can say for sure.
You see,
Now,
we happened to answer a summons for it was for new employees on the same day and solved a puzzle together. So that's how we became friends by complete happenstance.
We're
I
good
feel like
rat
they need to do better
exterminators
background
too.
checks. I feel like there needs to be some more safety regulation and background checks there.
Oh, I agree.
The dog one scares me.
Boy,
Not
you're
just
a
because I'm a-
racist asshole.
Scuba, you scare a lot
You're
of
just an
people,
asshole.
regardless of being a dog.
Scooby, can we not start with that right now? We are on a very
What do you
important
mean?
mission.
Can we not start? She's still the one. She's implied like 5 times now that I'm the. Why? Because I'm a dog? She's a cat.
Not because you're a dog, but in spite of it.
I'm cute, damn it. Here, scratch my ears.
Very well. Orchid reaches
Uh,
out a hand and scratches one of Scuba's ears.
His head tilts over and his tongue sticks out a couple inches
So like
more
in the
than
picture.
usual.
Like in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think Satan's speaking
Oh.
through him right now.
See, I'm adorable.
Lou just kind of looks over it, like, it's kind of like this side-eye meme.
Oh yeah.
And immediately he jumps into investigation mode, and he's like, "Where have you last seen your daughter?"
Well, I last saw her when she left the house to walk to school in the morning.
To
You
answer
know,
that
it
question,
seemed like a normal day.
who was
What?
the last person to see her?
Presumably her teachers at the school.
No friend she might have walked partially back with?
I don't think so. I believe most of her friends are on the other side of Cat Alley, where she usually walks home alone. I've tried insisting I walk with her, but you know how kids are. I'm
Yes,
sure
pursuing their
the-
own independence.
This is true. I do remember
Yeah,
when we're going to
they do
Druid
that.
school and wishing not to be walk there with my parents. It was only 2 blocks away from my house, but still, it was the thought that counted.
Well, anyway, any staff at the school should have seen her. She goes to Cattree Elementary. Surely you've heard of it?
Vaguely
Uh,
from my times helping with the crops over here, some people have mentioned it or have arrived from dropping off their kids and then immediately coming to help with the farm work. So yes, I've heard of it in passing. Never been there myself.
Well,
Question: Can I, given that I was just pet and all that, and I am still, despite what he says, remember, still a Great Dane. Can I roll charisma to see if I can maybe squeeze something out whenever it's useful later?
Sure.
Okay. I got a 9. I don't know if that does anything.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
6 episodes in,
Just
this
get,
is the
like-
first time anyone's rolled for charisma.
If I was a player in this, let's be honest, I'd be rolling charisma constantly, being like, okay, you see this person, I'm gonna flirt.
Me,
But-
you, and Emily would be doing that.
Mhm.
Scooby
All
just
three of
isn't
us.
I
like.
always play
Scooby-
charisma. I love
I
charisma
also always play.
characters.
We are
Scooby
we
just
are
isn't
all
very
three charisma.
charismatic though. But like, I figure in the moment that he's exuding the most dog energy he has, so that maybe it might be a good idea.
Yeah, Orchid was not supposed to be the charisma character of the group. She just stuck with these two and therefore ended up assuming that role.
I don't really
No,
need a
like Scooby, I think is the one of us who has the highest charisma.
Yeah, Scooby has charisma.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Scooby has the highest charisma modifier, but in universe, I feel like that definitely does not reflect.
My charisma is 10 plus 0 compared to all of my other stats. This is
Yeah,
very
the
low.
other two are 8 minus 1.
Oh well, okay then.
Yeah.
kind of
I
only-
also have an 8 minus 1.
Yes, you're including the other two.
Does it come from your? Does it? Oh yeah, that's why. Because the Fey Dog gives +3 to charisma, so you would have a -1 if not for Fey Dog.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's-
Yeah,
that's-
I
that's
really
good.
didn't expect that. Charisma was not the thing I was going for Scooby. That was by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's only there because of your race.
Yeah, I've mentioned that since Orchid was supposed to be 6, that I said that she would have no charisma as a child anyway, and that's something that she would actually have to like learn and acquire over time. But no, I guess I didn't modify the stats when I aged her up, so this is what we have right now.
Yeah.
She just never learned it.
It's working so far. I mean,
It has been working so far. Yes. like I said, in universe she is the charisma character. Out of universe, technically no.
she shouldn't be. She really shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, maybe that means you should upgrade your charisma stat once you reach level 4.
What do you
Wink,
think?
wink,
What do you think I've been planning to do this whole time? I've been waiting for that moment to come.
She's gonna finally learn it
Yep.
after many years.
For many years, she's gonna be able to talk to people better.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that sounds like the autistic experience.
Hey.
I can't say I'm not autistic.
That's what the point of the mask is.
The point of the mask is.
Anyways, what do you guys do next, huh?
Also, you said that you received this from a crystal ball. Do you still possess the crystal ball currently? Miss Kate.
Aidan, does she possess the crystal ball currently?
Yes, she has the crystal ball still.
Honestly,
it's in her
you
pocket.
should just start spitballing answers and see if Aidan stops you.
I'm gonna be honest, I probably
I'll
wouldn't
stop
stop you. If you start freeballing, I wouldn't stop you.
Yes, I do.
Would you mind if we held onto it to inspect it and possibly to aid us over time?
Sure. She hands them the balls. Ball, even.
All right, Orchid.
The ball.
Magical.
Okay. Orchid takes off her hat, puts the ball in it, and then puts the hat back on.
It's made out of magical glass. I don't know if that's a smart idea.
If it's magical glass, it won't break as easily.
It's magically enchanted to show an image. It's not magically enchanted to last longer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
By the way, if your character,
Orchid
if your
starts
character...
walking and realizes that a hat is not a stable place, but the thing is that wait, actually, how big is the crystal ball? I should say that. How big is it?
I would assume it's pretty large.
It's a fairly large one. You know the one Wizard of Oz? It's that size.
Okay, so definitely cannot fit that in the satchel, so it will have to be a hat deal.
Yeah, when I hear crystal ball, I'm picturing like Saruman's like vision ball that he had.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you do fall, I'm going to make you roll to see if you actually end up breaking it, and then get injured because of the glass on your head.
Bear in mind, my hat's made out of straw, so it does have a little bit of cushioning to it.
Not much.
I did say a little bit.
Anyways, what do you guys do next, huh?
I suppose from... Did I just disconnect from everyone? Oh, okay.
That's
was
Vin.
That was Ben. Okay. Let's keep going.
Grabbing nice spare me. Can we watch the message encoded into the crystal ball?
Assuming it replays, if it might have been a one-time thing, but we can try, certainly. Orchid takes off that, but shows the crystal ball, puts it in front of everyone so they can see. They huddle around it.
I now have my in real life dice in my hand.
Alright, do you activate the crystal ball by waving your hand on it?
Oh, great crystal ball! If you have something to show, show it all. Please.
You're just gonna speak to it? Do you just speak to it?
Yes.
Orchid's never used a crystal
Lou,
ball before. This isn't the time to actually do it.
Okay.
Like,
If you just speak to it, nothing happens.
Like, Lou, who has seen a crystal ball before from his time in the military, just waves his hand over it.
Okay, I was gonna be like, just talking. It's not sentient. It's not alive. Unlike the thing you got last time. That thing's actually alive.
Concentrated on the crystal ball as it relays its last message.
A masked, hooded man stands there with a distorted voice. There's a distorted, deep voice. And he says, "Don't look for her. If we find you looking for her, we will kill her. And we will kill you.
Okay,
Don't
can I
contact anyone."
Can I roll for perception to see if this hooded masked man has any, features we can see?
Sure.
Ah, yes, I've heard of this group before. They call themselves Anonymous.
Oh my god.
I'm going to roll perception. 6.
You can perceive nothing.
Well, that's awkward.
Miss Kate, does this person remind you of anyone at all? Anyone that you might know from town?
I mean, if their voice distorted and all, and not particularly. I mean, I don't have many enemies, so I couldn't even go with that. They don't sound familiar, they don't even look familiar, but I suppose the whole point of hiding under a mask and distorting your voice is to hide your identity.
This is true, although you do bring up a good point, and if so, I actually need to acquire a new potion of gaseous form. I have a plan regarding that, but for now, we should probably go and check out the school first. I can enact that some other time.
Are we going to the school now?
Just
Like that?
I think so.
Side eyes Aidan.
No, it's just the way you speaking. It's unclear to me. Anyways,
Yes.
on.
Could you lead us there, please? We don't know our way, or at least tell us. Do you know
I
the
can
way to
lead
the
you there.
Queen, to the school? I mean.
Queen.
Only been there a few times, but I should be able to lead you there.
Very well. Please do so.
In that case, please follow me.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
I
Lou's
put the
just
crystal ball back,
going-
and without skipping, because I want to make sure I don't break it. I also follow.
Yo, broke us like the undefinable urge to go bowling.
Lou just opens his satchel.
That's a new
Here,
thing, yes.
put it in here. It might be a little safer.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that your satchel was large enough. Fantastic. Orchid very carefully deposits the crystal ball and then continues to follow behind Miss Kate.
As you guys round the corner, you end up seeing a big, fancy-ish looking school with some nice flowers in front.
Oh,
Oh,
literally
who's
right
fun?
here. Wow. Okay.
Who's fun?
Yes.
This is quite the impressive spectacle.
Very extravagant.
I'm surprised that given the situation here that you can afford the tuition for a place like this at all.
Yeah,
It's
some
whole facilities and all.
Some governments
How
just
come
really
I can only see you? How come I can only see your eyes though in this grand maze?
What?
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 What? Huh? Please? Your spectators are confused.
Are you only able to see eyes?
Yes, they're bobbing around and blinking.
And you're saying we're currently in a maze at the moment rather than just around flowers. Scuba, do
A
you have
flower
extreme
maze?
allergies perchance?
No,
Are you
You might
sure
need to
about
get that one done.
no.
I thought not. Okay, we'll come back to that.
Well, it is a nicer school in the area, but well, I'm just have money. You know?
It appears that you're one of the few people in this entire town to be so affluent. Or at least as it was a few weeks ago.
Yes, I've been trying to get in touch with someone about helping the community. I've offered to donate money so many times, and nobody seems to listen to me,
Wait, no one listens?
which is
I didn't-
nice.
Well, you might want to talk to the farmhands down by the crops because they're more than keen for outside assistance. They always seem to celebrate
Oh, I
whenever
don't
I
typically go
return.
down there. But I'll keep that in mind.
The strawberry orchards in particular are quite something around this time of year.
Yes, amazingly, the people that aren't just in your immediate circle can be good.
I didn't quite catch that, unfortunately.
I don't know if it's gonna. I'm just gonna say it normally because I don't know if it's gonna catch again. He said, amazingly, the people outside of your immediate circle can be good.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine. Fine. That is one of the important lessons that I've
I say I've learned on my travels that there's, the circle from the Forest of Five Names is actually quite vast already. There is considerably more diversity back where I live than anywhere else we've been thus far. It seemed to be 100% cat girls and cat boys that live in this village.
Well,
I mean, that's why all of our places are named after cat stuff. This is a primarily cat town.
I suppose that makes sense.
it is called Cat Scratch Alley, so I wouldn't expect any more, any less. And I don't reckon you guys get much outside trade.
And quite frankly, people would not want to move
Not a
here
lot.
a few until recently. So yes, we're kind of stuck as you were.
We get enough to survive, I mean, but
Oh well, no.
certainly not enough
We are fully aware of the frequency of visitors that you received beforehand and the nature of them. That is more than clear to us.
Well, we
As a
need to go on
side
a
note-
long history rant. Oh,
Wait. Oh, but if there's more history, then I would love to hear. We never actually found out how that even came to be. The owner was not around long enough to tell us about any such matters. The previous owner, that is. I know it's currently a joint venture.
sorry, the owner of what?
Well, the owner of the primary economic establishment in this place, the Kitty Meow brothel, of course.
Did no one
Right.
catch Emily up to speed on the brothel?
Emily
Oh,
has
no,
no
she
idea
knows.
what the clue of
Yeah,
the
I
is.
I didn't know that's the place you were talking about. I know about the brothel. Sorry.
I
Yeah, that
agree.
is literally where most of this place gets the most money. It's gonna be the most well place here.
Yeah, in episode 2, we figured out the town was so derelict that was like the only source of income they had, and that's why it was being so devastating. So like they've just been like 8 people bringing in revenue to the entire location.
Aidan, next time we
it's-
really
this
gotta make
place's
sure we tell
economic
Emily.
structure is deeply depressing.
Well,
Next time we gotta make sure.
again, they've got cleaner water now. Their crops are regrowing. They're going to be fine, but they weren't fine for a long time.
I can't believe it's happening this quickly that it's going better. Honestly, this should still be awful.
Well, remember, magic exists. I've been using Druidcraft relentlessly in the off time.
That's fair.
Hey, yeah, these people could be very magical. We could be like, I don't know, magic drug peddling. I don't know.
Well, no, if they were magical, they would have done this a long time ago. I'm specifically saying that because Orchid realized how bad everything was. They all figured out, because obviously detectives, they figured out that the source of famine could be tied back to the terrible crop situation. And Orchid was like, okay, all right, here we go. I'm gonna help out a little bit.
I
And
was
it's been
about
doing
to
that in
say,
off time.
I was about to say, Tabaxi are a divine being from the upper plane, so it does make sense that they're magical.
Well, these
yeah,
aren't.
We've been over the difference between catfolk and Tabaxi in Breathing Moon.
Very
They were
different
not
things.
the same thing. Yeah.
That's sort of like saying a human and an Asima are the same thing. Like, yes, they are both humanoid, but one of them's celestial and one of them isn't.
Well, anyway. My apologies. I do. I am aware of the brothel's now past owner. We were close. It's hard to, upper class. There's very few of us, so it's unfortunate, but well.
I suppose that makes sense, and I am truly sorry for your loss. You don't imagine how much. She says aside.
It's alright. I just hope my daughter won't meet a similar fate.
Yes, you're right. We should focus on that. All right, we're good. We should head inside and hopefully, endeavor to suss out some more material.
Yes, and let us do hurry, before something happens to the dear child.
We don't want that.
Lou
he
just
does.
walks into the school.
Orchid follows. Scooby says nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Scooby's not gonna stay back. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, everyone's going to the school. Okay.
Yeah, I kind
Uh,
of figured that was like just a
Going
like,
into
unspoken, like obvious
we're
thing. Yeah.
going to interrogate the teacher. Is there a main office we need to go to first? Do we need to check in?
You can walk to her classroom, which is literally.
You don't need to check into the school.
yeah. So yes. You know, up until a couple of centuries ago, most schools consisted of one room. So, given the time period that we are supposed to be in, it would make sense for this building to not be that that massive, even regardless
You
of.
kinda just-
I will also make a note here
Friendly
that
code.
like I
He
will also
knows
make a
what
note
idea.
that like the not checking in is fairly normal unless you're like, I mean, even to
Unless you're in America, which we're all kind of screwed up here.
Yeah, I was about to say like,
Y'all
here,
don't check in.
yeah, I mean like
No,
here
we do.
it's like
We
guarded
some
and
schools even have
everything.
metal detectors.
Okay,
we
yeah,
have,
okay,
like-
yeah. UK schools. I haven't seen any metal
Metal?
detectors. Checking in UK is very normal. In Spain, nope.
Yeah, no, like you have to have like a badge or ID or something. You have to get their medal. Oftentimes there's one or two cops there.
And meanwhile, iCarly
It's
Spencer
great.
just showed
Great
up every
in
few episodes in Ridgeway and was like, "How are you in here? Get out."
Yeah.
Right.
That's
in
because
America.
a lot has happened between iCarly and the modern day.
A lot happened
That's
before iCarly. That's not an excuse.
Sure.
Anyway-
the start of this
anyways,
is a trend happened before iCarly, but it wasn't
So
like
for the
normalized
teacher's
yet.
design, I'm just going to reuse Belinda's, but that's not what she actually looks like. Just so we have some sort of visual for me.
All right, okay.
Wait, don't
Ghostie
you
made the teacher
didn't
design.
I made you a design, asshole?
I just have a single screenshot of her. I don't have anything more, anything less, unless you want me to just throw the screenshot on screen.
Ghostie sent the
I
code.
mean, the screen. Yeah, I was
Hey.
gonna say, even outside the code, the screenshot would be better than nothing in this case. I mean, you could just like pretend that the mouth is moving.
Okay, you know what? Ignore the fact that she's technically sitting on a green
Remember what we did with the Rat
background.
King? Remember the Rat King screenshots?
Ah.
The standards aren't very
Oh,
high.
never mind. You're too inept to do anything yourself, so I'll take care of it.
No, it's fine. I just don't want to like. I don't want to. I
Shut
don't
up,
want
I'm going to fix it for you.
I don't want to hold everyone up for this. Okay.
It won't take that long. Don't worry. In the meantime, we can stall for a few seconds. Yeah.
Well, on the bright side, we don't have to worry about the Rat King screenshot ever again.
Mm.
What exactly was that? What were you doing there, dude?
What do you mean? What was
Hey,
I
that
doing
was
there?
them.
Well,
That
I
was
found
them.
I found the first thing I could to that said Rat King on free pick because I didn't have time to make a gacha design for it and use that.
This is why I'm getting all these foreign characters designed early by Emily. I don't want
Did
to. I don't
having
want.
gacha life too
That's a very
doesn't
smart
know.
thing.
I'll
Well,
have you know.
also the problem with the Rat King as well was the fact that he was like a rat human, and he wasn't a rat human. He was like a rat that's humanoid shaped.
Yes.
Unlike in Gacha, where we actually unlike the cat people who are just humans with cat ears.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
there's a
right.
lot more. It would be a bit more difficult to design a Gacha character that's like a literal rat that's human shaped.
I'll have you know, I had a backup for you. It's just that no one wanted to use. I say that actually, we actually did debate it, but we didn't end up using it. But like, I still think it was a great contender.
Like Ratatouille or whatever.
Yeah, the really derpy Ratatouille stuffy that I found.
I live in pain. Okay, and there you go.
God fucking.
What is God doing? What?
God's fucking.
Yeah. What do you think happened to Mary?
God,
Oh,
let's go.
damn.
Let's continue, please. I'm so sick of this.
Anyways, we have unnamed rat woman. Not rat woman. She's not a rat. We were talking about
What?
rats. Now my brain has been wire crossed. Fuck.
He's looking at the ratatouille.
If anything, those ears remind me more of cows than catfolk.
Her ears
Yeah,
are
but
down.
I literally just cobbled together this design for Aidan to use. Didn't really think.
Anyways, you meet Mrs. Stevenson.
It would be adorable if she were a cat girl, though. Cows are
Oh.
sorry, if she was a cowgirl. Cows are so
Oh,
cool.
don't worry. There
Can we
will.
say that she's half cowgirl, half catgirl? She's the first hybrid.
You know
Bro,
what?
are
Sure.
parents doing? What the?
Listen, okay. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hello. How can I help you?
Hello.
Hello. We are from the Mystery Guild. My name is Orchid, and these are my associates Lou and Scoobert. And this is Miss Kate. Well, you might have met her already. The three of us are from the Mystery Guild, and we have been asked to investigate the disappearance of Miss Kate's daughter. What was her name?
Oh, her name is Marie.
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 Buddy.
I believe she is one of your students.
Oh, yeah. She hasn't been here for a few days. Mrs.
A few days.
Miss Kate
When did you
over.
report the disappearance? Like she spins round back to Miss Kate.
I was being threatened. You have the crystal.
Mrs. Kate
must show
said
your
Mrs. Kate said she was sick for the past few days. Is she not sick?
No, and
No.
in fact, you might want to sit down for this.
Yeah, where's
Sure. She shuffles over to her big chair in the corner of the room and sits.
It's just a really ginormous chair, like unnaturally big.
It's
Lou,
a throne.
Lou, should we
It's a
explain?
whole.
Well, okay, no. In the image, there's like a throne. This is the only thing I found.
Yeah.
Yes.
Scooby's eyes pop open.
Ma'am.
Says, "Oh God."
Okay. Ma'am, Marie has been missing. And recently, her mother got a crystal ball, notifying her that she is in someone's custody, and that, if her mother were to look for her, something terrible will happen.
Oh dear, that's
We
awful.
have come to ask you to see if you have any information that might help us triangulate her location, or figure out who would have taken her.
I mean, she at least the last day I saw her, she didn't say anything that would hint that something's going on. So she seemed relatively normal. I mean, a bit loud as usual, but she, much like much of the kids in the class, are pretty crazy, unfortunately.
Were there any
But, you
strange
know.
events that took place on that day? Prior to the night?
I mean, now that you say that, I think there was a weird moment where I think she like looked in her bag at a glowing something. Maybe some sort of sending stone. I don't know.
That would track. Those things do indeed glow. We were talking about this earlier today.
Like, Lou takes out his sending stone to show the teacher. Did she have something that looked like this on her person?
Unclear. I mean, she was looking in her handbag, which I only really saw a glow from it.
Did you hear it make any noise?
The classroom was pretty loud, so I didn't really hear anything too much.
It sounded like the ringtone from Steven Universe.
I mean, you could always ask her friend. She likes talking to this boy named Jake. If you
Jake from State Farm?
want,
See,
if you want,
I thought of Adventure Time.
Yeah, Jake the dog.
if you want, I could give you the place where his parents live, and you could go ask them about it.
There might not be any need, actually. As a matter of fact, I spent a lot of time on State Farm, because that's where most of the crops are growing currently. I believe I might actually know his parents. They've mentioned him before.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Was he a good neighbor?
State Farm is there.
Oh God, we went out of State Farm.
The one place is not named after a cat pun.
This world is built on nothing but bits, I'm realizing.
Yeah. Anyway.
We'll
Can we
I'll
make a
change that.
wiki page for Okulta and just
Go for it.
We might
Like,
need one.
instead of State Farm, let's call it Estate Farm.
Oh, Estate Farm is so good.
All right.
The cabbage from there is really fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You
Well,
get a great deal on it.
well,
I've seen what
maybe,
Emma does with with her import from Estate Farm. Although, well, I've only heard, I haven't met her yet, but she seems that from what I've heard, she's quite happy before she mixes the ingredients from Estate Farm, and then she's very happy afterwards.
Oh, is
I'll
she
be right
like
back.
what does she do? Is she
God.
like a chef or something?
You could call her that from a certain point of view.
Looking up.
More of a baker, I
Anyway.
would say.
Thank you for telling us all the information you have. We shall go ask her friend, Jake, for any information he might have on his person.
What day of the week is it today?
Wednesday.
So is school should be in session in that case, right?
School. It's after school hours.
Wait, hold on.
Uh,
We were at breakfast earlier. How did we take so long to get here?
You were at lunch.
I'm skipping. Isn't it obvious?
Oh, okay.
Even then-
lunch was. fair enough.
Wait.
It was a long breakfast.
We did hesitate to eat
We
the
were-
food.
Jane, what's the exact time? Where's the clock at?
4:27.
I hate you. I gotta go use the
Wait,
bathroom. We'll be
I'll
right
eat
back.
lunch.
So obviously this is gonna be different depending on like the areas of school, but like for a lot of my schooling in grade school anyways, it should have just recently got out. There might be some stragglers if we're that.
They got out around 3:00.
God damn, that's really early. Okay.
That is fairly standard in
Y'all
some
don't
in
get out
places
at
that
3 o'clock.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's based on the places that I have either studied/worked, aside from a couple.
I mean,
Maybe
I
the
leave at
exceptions.
3:10, but
Yeah, the earliest I've ever gone out that I'm allowed to get out, admittedly, I did skip a lot of classes in my final year. But
Also, we need to keep in mind this is a medieval fantasy school where they don't exactly teach the core curriculum.
Mhm.
Hey, they might. You never know. We
There
have
is-
Sending Stone in Plus.
There is no core
It's-
curriculum, and if there were, it wouldn't be from any specific location in the real world.
the
Anyway.
medieval thing is completely meaningless to me, but fantasy, sure, I guess. What would be important to a fantasy world, though, as far as a curriculum goes?
Purely just history. That's it.
There's no way.
Wait,
Well, I would say things
I
that would
imagine-
like the different classes, you know, like things that would help somebody if they want to choose that path in the future.
That's fair.
Like, I imagine things like, survival, home economics, history, and even schools that pertain to witches and spells.
Culinary,
Exactly.
probably. I could picture culinary.
Wait, imagine if
Call
they,
it
if they
that. I will be
imagine
right
they had a
back.
class for the 6 different D&D stats. They just have a wisdom class, an intelligence class, a charisma class.
Yeah, can we just do the culinary class right now? Because Aidan is not here.
Well, I mean, I would say, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could, go to culinary class, and that's where Jake was, and interview him there. But
Yeah, I mean, it's if this place gets out at 3, that's not gonna happen. It's been an hour since they got out.
Hey, after school culinary.
cooking club.
Yeah, culinary club.
Culinary club.
culinary
that's
class.
fair.
I'm gonna preliminarily get some sort of kitchen background, and then
Yeah, Aidan has disappeared. I will
You know-
be DMing your culinary club. It is not significant at all.
Yes.
oh,
We
okay,
do
so
still-
so Jake's not there.
Aidan's not here. I'm not gonna just put Jake there unless
Well, then let's just stall until Aiden shows up and gives.
fair.
Like, there's no need to shut it down if we don't even have any.
Culinary club, let's go.
Yeah, I didn't even consider the club thing because where I went to my later years of grade school, we didn't really have clubs. We had like electives, but it wasn't like later clubs like I had in like middle school and before.
That's because your school sucked. No offense.
Yeah.
I had. Why would I be offended? Care? Yeah, it did.
You know, this whole ordeal, if it was indeed a sending stone, it does remind me of something that that happened many years ago to a boy I know from back home. There's actually he was actually, I told you before about Millie the Mapatch, as Lua mentioned this when I was cheering up post certain events. I scubaed and then go back to talking. Yes, well, it turns out this was her ex-boyfriend. In fact, she had just broken up with him at the time, and it did seem that it took only a week or so, and then suddenly he seemed, very invigorated and boasting about some new girl. Now, this was not exactly out of the ordinary, especially as being the kids that we were, romances tended to come and go rather quickly. I include myself in that list. I made some terrible decisions when I was younger, but it's not about me. It's about him. So, what seemed to happen was he was boasting about this and talking about about this person. I believe her name was was Stacy, or at least that's what he said. And well, he talked about all the things that they would discuss together, and all the late nights they would have talking and such. And eventually, of course, we asked, "Oh, well, what is she like?" And he described her personality in such ways. Some people asked about her appearance. At that point, he said, "I don't know." And we were all kind of confused about this because it wasn't like Stacy was some sort of illusory form that took on some sort of ethereal presence. We do have things that detect such. We have runes around our commune that would prevent such a thing from happening. So that couldn't have been it. But the strangest thing, he simply at the time pulled out a sending stone that I believe he had just received as a birthday present. Far too young, might I add, but I was definitely jealous at the time that I did not have one of my own. But then it was the new model at the time as well, so very exclusive. I believe he actually, his parents actually pitched a makeshift tent outside of the vending location for sending stones at the time.
Ooh, was it the Sending Stone S?
It was the... Yes, it was a Sending Stone 2S at the time. That's the one that had just come out.
Ooh.
Yes, so with his new Sending Stone 2S, which he also liked to brag about, he actually mentioned how the way that he had been talking to Stacy was through sending messages. She had apparently dialed the wrong rune combination and ended up with his own. And since then, they seem to have hit things off. And this continued, and we were sort of weirded out about it, but if he was happy, then so be it. He was out of our hair, quite frankly, after a while, after he stopped bragging. But then it turns out he announced that he was going to he was going to meet her someday. And some of the more curious folk wished to tag along to finally discover who this elusive person was. But he said that she wanted to be alone with him, as would be the case. So he ventured off into part of the forest that we hadn't seen before, and shortly after that, we were camping nearby. We heard the very defined roar, a familiar roar that we'd heard before, belonging to definitely a rather large owlbear. And then followed by a scream that we definitely knew belonged to this boy. So we, of course, rushed back to the commune to get our elders to deal with it. They threw several wild shifts and entangles, and even actually using a fairy fire at one point to at one point directly to its corneas, was able to get the beast to go away. But it was a very close call. If we had not been there, who knows? It turns out that this was all a prank that was set up some time ago. Somebody was doing somebody had was using wild shift and using mimicry in order to well, they wild shifted into a kenku and used mimicry based on this on this person they'd heard speaking all the time, and were able to perfectly use those combinations to form simple conversation, and through that had pranked him into going into owlbear-infested forests and very nearly got him killed. With all of this, I mean
that's
say that
tragic.
they seem to say that if this was indeed a sending stone, it could be a classic case of a kid being lured in by some promise of friendship, romance, whatever it might actually be, and simply not knowing who is on the other side.
Interesting.
Yes, getting bearfish can be quite bad.
Owlbear fished especially. Miss Kate, do you think that that Mia would be susceptible to such behavior?
Potentially.
Are you Miss Mia?
I
What?
Miss Mia. Who's Mia now?
Miss Mia?
Mia's the daughter.
I don't know.
Also,
Who's
No,
Aidan
that's
technically-
Marie.
Oh. I meant to say Marie.
This is like that bit in this is like that bit in Kenobi when Obi accidentally calls Leia, and they have to make it like he lost his wife, and at the end of it he goes, "I get so confused sometimes," because the argument was like.
I think BB's cutting out again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BB is cutting out again.
Oh, god damn it.
I mean, out of context, I mean, I'm impressed that Obi-Wan Kenobi even knows Princess Leia's name to begin with. It's not like they ever actually interacted.
Actually, in like the Obi-Wan Disney Plus series, he
Can we,
hung out with young Leia for a while. So
Of
canonically,
course.
he did.
Can-
So that was, I don't know if that was added retroactively or always was meant to be canon, but no, retroactively
It
speaking,
was always meant to be. George Lucas in 1977 absolutely
Like-
thought, hey, this is somebody who Obi-Wan happened to have interacted with
Yeah.
previously, aside from...
Anyway,
Yeah.
can
Can
we,
you hear me, by the way?
yes, we can. Can we stop
Okay.
talking about whatever this is and get back to the mystery? I don't
anyways,
mean to rush us
Okay.
along, but I think we're getting off on a lot of useless tangents
Yeah.
this session.
anyways,
Well,
keep
the
going.
owlbear fishing might be relevant. You never know.
Yeah, the bear fishing could be integrated.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, she's always been such a smart kid, my Maria, but you know, she has been talking about wanting to make new friends recently, and oh, maybe you're right.
We would have to bear this in mind. Once we meet this this Jake individual or any of her other friends, we will ask if she happened to come across a sending stone recently of any kind.
Have you ever met this Jake?
I mean, briefly.
Hmm. Surely we have our lead.
I
All
don't
right.
quite like their estate farm. Far below my pay grade.
No, that is a good point. Well, I guess we should head off to Estate Farm and find out, and hopefully one of Jake's parents might actually be there.
Be off. To State Farm.
At the State Farm. Woo! don't have a design for Jake's parents.
Okay, we've done that bit a few times. Can we get a nice little like transition scene set up so that way we can
Like,
have
yeah, like, why don't we
set up?
actually, walk there like normal people? It would give us, the players, some time to talk to each other about,
Sure.
what's currently happening. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm. Oh, I'll put up the background of just regular old cat scratch alley then.
Yes, it'll give you some time to find a form background we can
There we go.
peruse.
You could always, I mean, if you really want to just get a picture of like a state farm. I don't like.
Just State Farm.
I mean, I've got a picture of a farm, but if we're walking there, then we're not at the farm yet, so it's.
Yes, let's.
I know. We mean like a picture for whenever we get there.
Yeah, I found a picture for when we got there. I'm gonna import it now while we talk about stuff that just happened. Is Miss Kate still following us?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Well, since I've talked about my theories already, does anyone else have any ideas of what might be going on?
I think your theory is solid. I think she was lured away with the use of a sending stone.
Yes, I think bear fishing is highly likely.
The only thing it doesn't explain right now is the anonymous the anonymous crystal ball message, because unless we should have asked if those kids have a divination class, but I don't think they do. Unless they do have an advanced divination class, they shouldn't be handling those things, and therefore it's unlikely that they were to get their hands on them that easily. Although it would explain the down pitching of the voice, because a child's voice would be most obvious in that situation.
Well, I do have a theory, and it doesn't have to do with an owlbear. I believe she was led away with it by an adult. The adult altered their voice on the crystal ball to hide themselves. Do you propose that an adult could pitch up their voice to sound like a child on a sending stone, if given the right magical prowess?
Absolutely.
There are certain gases which are able to do that. In fact, that is actually the reason I wanted to get a new potion of gaseous form, because I used mine up last time. I actually was going to endeavor to see if I could reverse engineer that on the crystal ball itself.
I believe it isn't an owlbear we should be looking for, but instead a kidnapper of sorts.
Oh, I know. It was an owlbear in that story, but it was a kidnapper who. Well, it was a prankster who orchestrated it. The owlbear just happened to be the punchline, so to speak. But yes, somebody is definitely masterminding this. That is that is not a beast folk of any kind.
Also,
Sure.
just to clarify, because I'm not sure that Ghostie fully got it. Whenever we say owlbear, we are like bear fishing. That is a play on catfishing.
Yes, I know, BB, I know. I've already caught on. I am already aware.
Okay, it just sounded like you're being very literal there. So like, I don't know.
Trust me, even my autistic ass understands.
Fuck, someone's knocking on our door real ass hard. Give me a second.
As we approach a state farm, Lou looks at Orchid and is like, although that story did remind me of my infantry days. You see, the men at the militant camp would often play pranks on each other.
Would they happen to involve romantic partners or potential friends of any kind?
Yes, it did. Often the magically gifted would mimic the voice of a loved one and play it on a sending stone in order to trick whom they were pranking. I chose not to partake in any of these pranks because it seemed needlessly cruel.
Absolutely, the voice of a loved one on the field when you are stationed far away from them, that is definitely absolute cruelty.
Surprisingly, I was not the target of any of these pranks.
How did you ever end up getting yourself in a situation where you were even enlisted? It seems it seems so alien to you to you currently.
Uh, let's just say my father pulled a few strings.
Understood.
He's he said some time upon the militant would he said that some time upon he said some time in the military would make me a better man.
From the sounds of things, you're a better man than half of those that were already there.
I know, the irony.
And with that sobering thought, we reach the farm.
At the farm, you see a middle-aged lady farming away on her land with her little fork rake fork. Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, hello. Would you like to buy some crops? You know, we are doing a small 10% off bundle sale if you want.
On random.
Lou is tempted by the sound of fresh crops, and then he just looks at Orchid and says, no, actually, we are looking for some information on a pending investigation.
Also, Angela,
And we
we've
were-
talked about this, but you can't just say a sale of random crops. You have to specify what crops. Other people are not going to be interested.
Well,
Actually, I
I
am
don't
very.
know. I don't know.
I
Maybe people like assortments of stuff, okay? People like assortments.
What is included in the assortments?
You know,
like Lou in his mind's eye is guessing, cabbage, broccoli, just regular farm goods he could probably add to his supplies.
Angela goes back to tending to her crops as you guys are speaking.
Actually, Lou asked her a question, Aidan?
What's the question?
Lou said to her that, they're looking for information pending an investigation.
Oh, well, you didn't. Okay.
Yes, I did say that, Aidan.
No,
did
you
exactly
didn't.
say that.
No, you didn't
Yes,
specify
they
the
did.
investigation. You didn't. It's like
Yes,
I
they
thought.
did.
Normally, you say a sentence like that, you follow it up with a clarification question. That's not really a question. It's like, oh,
That's because I was waiting for a reaction.
okay. Oh, what investigation?
Good, good, good. Now feels like a regular human conversation. Thank you.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm shaking my head. Anyways,
A little girl went missing as of recent, and we heard that your little one Jake was a friend of hers.
oh, let me call him out here. Jake, get out here! Out runs a little cat boy.
Just
Hi.
like appearing from
What do
the
you want?
wheat.
Hey, listen, Mom. Okay, I worked on these crops. I've been helping you all day with these crops. I just want to go inside and chill. Jake, it's not about the crops. You're doing fine. You did fine. These lovely strangers want to ask you a question about some friend of yours.
Yes, I believe that you are friends with this woman's daughter, Marie, correct?
Oh yeah, Marie's so cool. You know, sometimes we sit down, we draw on parchment. It's awesome. One day we talk about like opening a farm together.
Well, that would be quite marvelous. This place could use more than just one farm to get it back on track.
Yes, sounds like quite the fun getaway.
And he kind of side eyes the rest of the group.
I don't know what you're implying here.
He's
You're
he's
playing.
he's trying to do a little wink wink nudge nudge here. The theme.
Mm-hmm.
Is Scuba implying romance? I don't know.
No, the girl disappeared, and this guy, the first thing he mentions is a getaway.
He's a child. He's a
He's a child.
What's your
He's a
point?
small child. Why would he?
Like Lou looks over,
Things.
Lou looks over with a nod, but he's absolutely confused and just asks, "Well, your friend Marie has recently went missing, and we've come to ask you for some information on where you might have last seen her."
Well, we were at school and we sang goodbye outside school 4 days ago. It was and I sometimes offer to walk with her, but since the school's just around the corner, their house is right around the corner from the school, not too far away. She always just tells me to go home. So we said bye. Although she did have my little dinosaur that I made out of a bunch of wheat stalks when she left, which I'm kind of sad about that. I like my little dinosaur made out of wheat stalks. It's fun. Anyways, yeah.
Could you? Do you have any other? Do you have any other remaining wheat stalks that you used to make that dinosaur?
Oh yeah. He runs into the nearby house and then comes out with a giant bucket of wheat stalks. Eh.
Oh wow, that would make quite a few dinosaurs.
Marvelous.
Dinosaur!
May I have some of this, please?
Oh sure.
All right, Orchid is going to scoop. Is going to scoop some up in her hand and then just thank you very much. I will most definitely hold on to this. It would be very useful to me in a moment.
But yeah, I miss my dinosaur. Yeah, I miss my friend. School gets kind of boring without her since we only really have each other. We're not really friends with anyone else in the class. I mean, I tried talking to people, but they're people.
Did Marie
I must
express...
ask.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I must ask a question. Did Maria have any enemies, perchance?
No, I mean
Anyone in class who wasn't particularly fond
In
of her
chat.
friend?
In chat.
In
Chat.
chat.
Well, there's no one in our chat today, but if so, I can just imagine them being like, "Yeah, we hated Marie. Get her. We took her."
Screw Marie. I have her in my basement.
All right, everyone watching the VOD this video, like this video if you too kidnapped Marie.
Like this kitty. Like this video if you have children in your basement.
Oh God.
Multiple children, not just one child. Multiple children.
Yeah, you need to have at least more than one. If not, like this video, and we could get some for you.
Roses
Oh my
are red,
God.
cacti are prickly.
What?
Holy kidnapping. That's getting quickly.
Okay. Anyways, anyways, I miss her. It's not like we really have too many friends in the class. I mean, I don't think anyone hates us, but you know how people are in general. It's like we exist. No one cares.
Since you mentioned that, did Marie express any desire to meet to make any new friends, or that she perhaps met new friends, or any difference in her demeanor at all recently?
I mean, we both tried to make friends. Not that but I guess she's a little more sad than normal about not making friends, but nothing too out of the ordinary.
What did you try?
Talking to people.
That's how it works, yeah.
That is kind of like how it do.
That's how do.
I mean, there's a few different ways, and also are we talking people like physically or digitally?
Given their age.
Digitally.
Magically, not digitally.
I was like, oh, the internet exists in this world now. The internet's now canon.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Discord's now canon too. This world.
No, Discord isn't canon. Giscord is canon.
Oh. Anyways, well, yeah, I mean, we tried making people mean people, but people just have their own friend groups, which is fine. We have each other. Well, I mean, I don't have her right now, but I mean, I'm sure she'll be fine, probably, right? She'll be fine, right?
Rest
She
assured.
looks at you with big eyes.
Rest assured, you have been extremely helpful. In fact, she holds up the wheat pieces. You may have given us the key to locating her.
Ooh, what's Wheatstock's gonna do?
I have an idea, but first I must get away from this farm in order to enact it, and I must also ascertain how big this town actually is.
Oh, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna try and make like a dinosaur or something with these wheat stalks. He picks up his bucket and runs off the wheat stalks.
Very well. Best of luck with that. Thank you very much.
Lou just kind of looks over at Orchid. You did a good thing.
I did.
The boy looked very happy with his wheat stalks.
He loves the wheat stalks.
Well, I mean, if it's crafts to do with nature. That's something.
Anyway,
I relate to dearly.
if we are to ascertain the town's size, we would either have to go looking around or look for some sort of town center, or just simply find a map somewhere.
Or just a sign.
Do you want to do an investigation check?
Yep, I'm going to. Yes, to investigate a town and look for a map or a sign.
Okay, I guess in that case, I'll put us back in the Cat Scratch Alley center then, so they're not just still on the farm doing this. All right, here we go.
So who's gonna tell the kid that Marie might be dead?
Well, we have left the farm now, Scoobert, so no one. Also, her mother is right behind you. You might not want to say that.
She didn't hear me.
He has cat ears, Scoobert.
You know what? Emily, real quick, roll if you heard that.
I think.
What do you want me to roll?
No,
What do
I
you?
think I should
Perception,
roll
I
stealth.
think.
Perception.
Wait, let me roll stealth instead.
Wait, hold on. But you were saying this out loud.
But
You weren't being like...
yeah, Scooby said it out loud. Scooby wasn't even
You weren't being stealthy.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I was whispering it.
Oh, you were? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got a 7, so she heard it.
No, 17 because Scoobert has
No, I got a 7.
I got like BB got a 17. They have advantage.
No, I have disadvantage for stealth.
Oh, they have disadvantage for stealth.
So 7.
I have advantage for perception.
Like, Luke just
Do
hears
you want me
Scoobert.
to roll?
Nah, you heard that. You heard that your child may be dead. What is your response to that?
Like, Lou just looks over quietly. Scoobert, I will body you if I have to.
I don't know. I mean, last time he bodied you instead, but.
But I didn't do anything.
Anyway, Lou rolled a 15 to look for a sign.
All right, you find a sign, and it says 100 square miles. Is, of course, the whole town.
What?
It's like a medium-sized town.
Sorry, hold on a second. Wait, what was that? 100 what, sorry?
100 square miles.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
Dad, what were you trying to do that has a range big?
Oh, no, it doesn't have a range that big, which is the problem.
I mean, you could always try it anyways and see if it's encapsulating in the town area you're at.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, in that case, assuming that we are sufficiently far away enough from the farm, Orchid is going to use one of her new spells from level 3, which is Locate Animals or Plants. Describe or name a specific type of beast, plant, creature, or non-magical plant. You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present. And considering that she's holding the wheat stones in the palm of her hand, she's able to perfectly describe exactly what type of what kind of wheat stone it is, and therefore, if the dinosaur and therefore possibly Marie is nearby, then the farm.
Yes. Okay, so wait, did you cast that spell?
I did cast that spell.
Okay. Yeah. You sense a nearby you sense a nearby house. But it seems that it's slightly lower, like underground, as if it's in some sort of basement in a nearby house.
Okay.
That is 12 like 15 feet away. To the left.
All right.
To the left.
I've got it. But before we go there, I need one more thing. I need that potion of gaseous form. Miss Kate, where's the nearest alchemy shop?
Just like 15 meters to the west.
Very well.
15 meters is not as far as you think it is. 15 meters is like a classroom.
Wait, that's
I
also
will be right back. I know the direction. In the meantime, she splits off half of the wheat and hands it off to Scoobert. Would you mind tracking the scent of this? There should be nearby in that direction, about 12 feet away, slightly towards an underground. It should be inside of a house, potentially a basement.
Sure.
And at this point, I should probably roll perception. No,
Right.
well, investigation.
I would keep the other half, and I will meet you there. And with that, she heads off to the shop.
Ooh, I have bad news for this cast.
What?
See how 5 goes.
You end up getting very confused and turned around, and you end up in front of a greenhouse with a purple door.
And no one decided to tell Scoobert that left wasn't left.
Yeah, yep, you went right, so... Greenhouse
I
with
love
purple
that.
door.
Alright.
Lou just looks at Scooby and just says, and just physically goes to Scoobert and turns him. Other way, Scoobert.
Okay. Will the DM allow that?
No, you're dead set on this being the house now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like it's cheating to roll a little bit, but it's convenient if so.
Nope, no convenience here. You are dead set
Alright.
on this random house.
I guess Lou and Miss Kate don't technically have to follow.
Lou has just heard what Orchid said to Scooby, and sees Scooby going the wrong way, and he's like, "We're going the other way."
That's fair.
Okay, Scooby, you're at this house. What do you do now that you're outside this house, this green house with the purple door?
Thank you for the description. I'll work on that in a second.
Mystery Gang, open up!
And he bonks the door.
Okay, wait, are you knocking on the door, or are you trying to break in the door? Because if you're trying to break in, you would have to do a strength check.
I mean, he doesn't, I'm gonna say that he's just kind of headbutting, but with the intent of knocking it down. I wasn't really expecting it to work, but...
Okay, well, I don't know what your intention was. Okay, so you're basically knocking on a door, and then a pregnant lady opens the door holding a baby. Hello, what's up?
You do have Marie.
What? Who's Marie?
Give me Marie, please.
Who is Marie? Is that like a food?
He's gonna start barking.
Who is a person? Are they a food? Is a crazy statement.
This line brought to you by Goku.
Anyway, okay, like Lou looks at
But he looks
Scooby.
very uncomfortable with the barking
Didn't
and the
Lou go
baby
in
in her
opposite
arms starts.
direction?
Lou went the other way. Scooby's alone.
And the baby starts crying in her arms.
Lou committed the
Oh, no,
cardinal
no.
sin of leaving Scooby alone.
It's
Oh,
okay.
no.
It's okay, Marie. I'll save you.
Who's Marie? What are you
Alright,
talking
well-
about?
Oh, fuck me. I really regret this, but I have to do it. I'm gonna go and fucking...
Is Scooby going to attack the pregnant?
Pregnant lady
What's
holding a baby.
Oh.
Damn it, I'm gonna bite her leg.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no,
Oh,
what my
God.
character would do. Oh, I've got no choice.
Okay, but it is, though. We've seen the last episodes. We know how this goes.
Guilty until
Okay,
proven
yeah.
innocent.
Evie is getting in more and more pain when playing the
Okay.
character.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you bite her
attack
leg
the
and
pregnant lady's leg.
she screams
Oh,
so loud and runs over a cat guard. What are you doing? The cat guard says, holding a weapon towards
Wait,
the
hold on, wait.
pregnant-
She runs over with what? With her bad leg? And holding a
No,
baby?
the guard
Oh.
runs over.
Oh, okay.
Guard, I have serious news. You know the
Wait.
kidnapped or missing girl, Marie.
There's a missing girl. The guard looks confused because it has been reported to the police.
Yeah, it has been used.
It's not public information. There's
Yeah,
a
the
missing
anonymous
girl.
threats.
Can Kate interrupt this? And
Anyways,
like, can I
and-
get a job on the thing?
Kate,
Get an
oh,
interview?
Kate
you
went
can
away.
show up.
Kate went with Lou. Scooby's alone.
You two
Surely
went
they
off.
could see this.
Nope, you guys went in the exact opposite direction.
No, in fact, we're going. Like, is Lou gonna have to break Scooby out of cat jail?
Maybe, unless he breaks out again on his own.
Yo, I
After
can't wait.
eating-
Guys,
After
this-
eating another inmate.
Oh God!
I know he'll
Guys,
do that this time, but
You know, we said
God,
that this
guys,
world
this
is
might
built
be over
entirely
for
on
Stuart.
bits. Yeah, pretty much.
The pregnant lady's leg is bleeding.
God.
that might be an issue.
She kind of limps over, putting the baby down on the couch gently, and then she
Scooby's
tries
gonna
to
run right past her.
tries
Scooby's
to
darting
grab
right
the-
past her to grab the kid and run out and try to find. the
Scooby
others.
briefly thinks back to the frogs at breakfast with the bleeding leg.
God, she's tying newspaper around her leg, so you kidnapped a baby.
Scooby gives a very quick lick though before at the bleeding leg before he goes to grab the kid.
What? You kid, wait,
Just like Mama used to make it.
Grabs the kid and tries to run out.
wait, you're kidnapping a baby.
Not to Scooby's knowledge.
It's a baby. Oh God, kidnap the baby.
Scooby is convinced this is Marie.
Wait,
Okay,
Scooby thinks the
okay.
baby is Marie, not that Marie might
Yeah.
also be in their house.
Yup.
Okay, so to get away, you have to roll a athletics check. If you're
Yeah,
able to
sure,
run
man.
fast enough to escape the guard.
I got a 15.
Okay, you escaped the guard. It's that baby. Oh God. Okay, do you find Lou now?
Yeah,
Because you
fuck
smell
me.
Lou.
Yes, I go find Lou.
Okay, you find Lou and Kate.
Are we at the correct house?
Yes, you are at the correct house.
Guys,
So,
I got good news.
Lou just looks over at abject horror to see Scooby holding a baby. And I'm gonna roll for animal handling to have Lou just kind of take the baby.
I found Marie.
8. And
That's not Marie.
No, that's not Marie. This is too young to be Marie.
I found Marie.
Excuse me, Scoobit. I think this baby is too young to be Marie.
No, I went to the direction, found a door, and a pregnant lady holding a baby came to greet me.
God.
Lou just kind of gently takes the baby and says, Scooby, the correct house is right here, behind... This is
No,
the
you
right...
must have gone right.
No, Scoobit, you went right.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Yeah.
Okay,
It can be right,
Scooby
yeah.
is just going to take the baby, and he says, I'll be right back. And just kind of bolts off.
You end up running into the guard halfway through. It's like, and the guard looks at you. Did you? And he looks
And-
at you. It's like with a weird look. It's like, what?
Excuse me, sir. I have come to return this baby. I saw a dog running away with it.
The guard takes the baby. Thank you. Mrs.
I-
Miller will appreciate her baby back.
I heard the mother is bleeding and in a state of duress. Do you require my help to see to any possible wound she may have?
I would appreciate it because our nearest cat doctor is currently busy. Something about a kid in the McMahon's house being sick with the flu.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Scooby-Doo just...
Not the Connors.
Lou
forgot,
just
yeah.
looks to Scooby, gives him a hard eye, and then runs off to help the pregnant mother.
Who's been injured in her leg.
Which I guess leaves Scooby
meanwhile-
alone with Miss Kate in order to continue this investigation.
We make
I
good
don't know.
decisions.
We just got fucked. In fact, I'll even prove it.
And I'm gonna use Divine Sense to detect if there's anyone evil in within 60 feet.
It just points at you. A giant divine arrow points in the sky directly at you.
It's like game show like winner arrow.
Wait, no, you start chasing
you're-
your own tail. The evil is this way. It's this way now. It's this way now.
There's an arrow pointing towards you in bright red arrow.
Are we really? goddamn it! Did I use my Divine
That's
Sense for a
canon
fucking
now.
joke?
Yeah, pretty much. You know,
Okay,
there's a bright red arrow at you. Does Divine Sense work on multiple entities, or is it just a single entity?
It says as an action you can detect good and evil until the end of your next turn. I assume this is technically meant for combat, but the wording is vague enough. I think it should be allowed.
You're out of combat.
You can
Okay.
being affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. You
But
can
is
use
it
this
working
feature
with
one
multiple
time for a long
entities?
rest.
Is it working
Yes.
on multiple? Okay, multiple.
Wait,
entities?
hold on. If
It's
it oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say if Scooby would count as Celestial Fiend or
And
undead,
surprisingly,
stuff inside
Kate
it.
also has an arrow pointing at her for some reason.
Who?
Kate, the other person who is right next to you.
The
Oh, God
Catwoman!
damn it. I literally didn't hear the name. I knew who Kate is. I just didn't hear Kate. Well, okay.
Like, Kate.
Wait,
Uh,
mother sus, mother sus, mother sus.
I'm
Sus
waiting
mother?
I'm waiting to see
Hello?
what Scooby does with this information.
Scooby, so confident that he's right, starts to run back in the direction of the baby he kidnapped, and then pauses, like mid-air, and turns his head slowly to look at Kate.
Whoops.
And can I roll
Why?
perception?
Yeah, roll.
I don't know that
deception.
that's gonna work, but sure, he just used Divine Sense on your ass, but...
Well,
Ben,
yeah, but
Is that just the charisma thing you gave me plus the additives I get?
Not plus 30. That's just the base. It should be plus.
Not 30, the other one.
Okay, got it, got it.
30 seems to be like the max of anything.
Hit that because you didn't give me deception or anything. You just gave me her
Well,
base ones.
I gave you the base. I'll add proficiency to it. That raises Decep and Persuade up to plus 18.
Okay.
Easy. Like one of these.
One sec. I need a calculator. Like
Okay.
so.
Emily's
It's a
using
D20,
IRL
right?
dice. Yeah,
Is
D20.
that's a D20, right?
Yeah, D20.
Yeah, I probably should.
Scooby kidnapped a
Okay,
baby.
37.
You should have
I
seen
got
the
a 37.
horror on my face.
What? How do you
when I
get
heard that
37?
37. Because
Yes,
19 plus 18.
Is that plus 19?
No,
that's crazy.
she rolled a
plus.
19 and it's a plus 18.
What? That's insane. Okay.
Is that Leo?
Let's just say this. So how the stats are set up is all the other stats suck, but their charisma is absolutely through the roof.
Okay, because
You know it if you read
my
the book,
understanding
Aidan.
my understanding from the player's handbook is that any modifiers have a maximum of plus 10 anything, and the base is plus max of 10.
That is in relation to players and normal entities. Because this is homebrew races and we're homebrewing a lot more stuff. I can be a bit more interesting with the stats, which means I can stack all the other stats and
I
give.
feel like it. I mean, I guess I feel like
charisma.
that's so out of the
Okay.
range of players.
So,
it feels a
so
little
she's
weird,
so
but-
deceptive that you. She's so deceptive.
This is
I
what
actually
this is
believe
what
whatever she
Emily
says
wishes
next.
Lumina could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Emily, what do you say? What do you say to Scoopy now?
What do you mean? It's divine sense.
Yeah,
Does she
but
know that
you
she's
heard
been...
us-
Actually, wait, does she know that she's been divine sensed? Is the arrow obvious to her, or is it just only Scooby see the arrows?
Pretty sure it's the only Scooby sees it.
Yeah,
Oh,
only
there's no need for
Scooby.
deception.
There's no need.
Well, she already rolled a deception, so.
Okay,
What's
I
she
don't know.
deceiving
save
then
it
in
for
that
later,
case?
We'll save it for later if necessary.
Yeah,
We'll
this
save it for
feels
later.
metagamey, but all right.
We'll just ignore the roll, and we can, if something happens that relates to a deception roll, we can re-roll. For now, we will just
Okay.
ignore what happened.
No,
Okay.
like 19.
Sorry, Emily.
So okay, so Scooby's obviously turning to her. What does he do next, huh?
What did you think of the little boy that we saw in the field out of curiosity?
Easy.
Well, I mean, personally, I don't like his plan to start a farm with my daughter. He's well above that. We are upper class. I will not have her starting a little getaway farm with a little farmer boy. But anyway,
I can see why
I
she
mean,
was
it's her
Lucille's
life. I can't
friend.
really.
Yes, you will.
And we're gonna start a combat. He's gonna go and attack.
All right.
Oh God.
Oh,
roll
okay.
initiative?
Given that.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative. Okay.
Emily,
15.
just DM me the numbers you roll, and I'll deal with the mods and stuff.
Is it a
Yeah.
D20?
Just roll a d20. There should be. I wrote down the mod in the stat sheet.
Initiative is +8.
Yeah, mostly because
In that case, I got a 22.
that's pretty good.
Scooby, what do you get?
I got a 15.
Okay,
Awesome.
well, you move first, I guess, Emily. Emily, what do you do first?
You have options, and I mean, like, there's what's the
You
distance?
have
Just before anything, what is the
I do have
distance between
options.
Emily and BB?
Then I have a question. because you know
a
the
few
rules better.
feet. You're like 5 feet away.
BB, I'm listening. Repeat.
So I have a question, Vin, because you know the rules better.
Yes.
Because, like, Scooby himself didn't say, I'm gonna start a combat encounter, right?
I will
So she
say
logically wouldn't have a reason to attack me. Would I get the first?
we are going to act as if you still do your attack out of battle, but when the battle starts after you do that attack,
That's
Kate
whenever
will-
initiation. That's when
Yeah.
initiative kicks in.
So
Wait,
you're-
Vin,
so
Vin,
the
Vin,
attack
would this
you
be
are
a
doing-
surprise round?
Presumably.
Presumably so. However, Kate has the alert feat. That's the reason
Oh,
why
yeah.
they're also so
Can't-
high.
yes,
You
can't
cannot be surprised.
Aha,
The
I
attack
am-
still happens, but it's not a
Okay.
surprise attack.
I am learning.
So what are you
D&D
gonna do,
things.
DB?
Okay, well then, I'm going to do. Okay, hold on.
There's no prep. This is you did that attack right then and there. There was no prep. It just happened. So you gotta.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna do my net. I've been trying to do that for so long, and it's never worked. I got a 15.
Your what?
Net. I just have a net.
Sorry. Sorry. Give me a second. I gotta get back to the sheet because my computer just turned off. So
AC is
so
16 then.
AC is 16. Dang.
Damn. All right.
Dang. You got close.
Another combat encounter. Another failure on net. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
even
a
too.
good. So is that your? I'm assuming that's the attack that initiated the fight.
I don't. I had to roll a hit DC, but I don't think it actually does damage. So does it count as an attack?
Well, you did. Okay, so
Yes.
the attack did happen because the number got close enough to where Kate would have noticed the attack because you got a 15 and the AC is 16.
Okay.
But how
Fair.
I do it, I would classify it as that attack started the encounter. If it was a lower number, then it would not have started the encounter. It's up to Aidan, but that is how I do things like
No,
this.
I agree with
I think
Ben
that's fair.
there.
Alright. So Emily, that means you are up. You have options. Yeah. Hold up, I'm realizing something. Let me just go ahead and lower like a singular number. Should make that 2 numbers. You're good. You're good. Just keep going. Ignore me as I change these numbers slightly. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
Does this one have like a distance minimum or maximum?
Have a what?
Like distance minimum or maximum. I don't know how far Scooby is away from.
Assume the same that we stated for where is. We will go with 10 multiplied by Dex or Strength mod. So I believe that would be no matter what 30 feet. You're looking at a 30 feet range. What is the distance? What is the distance between Scooby and Kate again?
I don't. I
Just
didn't have
a
one
few
in mind.
feet
I can
right
tell you
now.
right now. I can tell you right now. It's not 30 feet.
Yeah, they're only a few feet apart. They're not that. They weren't that far
They are
apart.
within net throwing distance.
Yeah.
What is
well, I mean, hey, you know, Scooby could have a good throw arm, but no, it's
what
not
is
30
the what is the range of net? What exactly is the range of net? That is
the range of net is
net seems like a 6-foot range.
So it says 5 feet / 15 feet.
Okay, got it. So 5 feet is your normal. 5 feet is normal range. 15 feet is long range, which means you roll with disadvantage.
Literally doesn't say anything about like.
Oh no, that's just how it's usually stated in the articles. Is they will put the normal range first, and then they will put the long range afterwards.
Okay.
5 feet is your normal range, which will be regular roll. 15 feet is you roll with disadvantage. So I will let you decide if you were at normal range or long range when firing the shot.
I would assume normal.
Normal range. All right, so you are within 5 feet of Kate. So Emily, what would you like to do? Let me go ahead and actually add the distance into here.
Which I
I would
recognize
still
doing
like to
normal,
use
really.
Earthen Shard, please.
So you would like so that means you're going to use your bonus action to create. Let me do the math for a second. Level plus proficiency bonus plus SC mod multiply 20 shards. Size of about the size of a ruler. No, bit smaller. About the size of a glue stick.
What's a glue stick? We're in medieval times.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that out of character. I
Probably existed at least, right?
Glue sticks
Glue
didn't, which is what I'm
glue
specifying.
sticks. But I mean, I can say that out of character as a comparison to what a real life item.
I know. I was
compares
just
to this.
teasing, but I was just adding to like the bit of medieval times again.
Like,
But in this case,
Lou just
glue didn't
emerged.
exist because people did things to horses that they shouldn't have done to horses. But anyways, let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, can we, oh no.
Want to earthen shards, that means you use bonus action to create 20 shards, and you would like to use the action as well, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, how many? Remember, it's up to 5.
Do
You
5
know what's
then.
you know what's interesting here, because Lou theoretically should not trust Scooby if he
I
says
know,
something.
right?
Yeah.
Do you think Lou's gonna be like against Scooby in this one?
Okay, but here's the thing. Orchid absolutely trusts Scooby and is most likely returning from the potion shop by this stage.
Oh,
Well, no, I think you would not return.
I'm not going against my charisma.
Jacob, you wouldn't return until after Scooby's first turn, not including the turn that was the quote unquote sneak attack, even though there was alert.
I am
So
that's when
perfectly
you
okay
swing.
with that because I don't want to start into. I honestly, given how Orchid works with a lot of with like the combat she's been in thus far, which is only one, I guess, but given what happened last time, I'm perfectly fine with like waiting a couple of rounds for the action to start and then Orchid starts to interfere.
Yeah, Scooby is generally really comedically stupidly bad at the start, and then he just goes OP for no reason at some point.
Anyways, Emily, go ahead and roll me 5d20.
5 D20s.
These are each 4 to hit with each of your shards. Each shard requires a different hit dice. Because I don't compile. Because you can have
The first
some.
one's 18. These dice, I've never used these dice before. Something's wrong with them.
BB, what is
The
your
true
AC?
D&D experience.
BB, what is your
Okay,
AC?
I just got a 7. Never mind.
What's my AC?
I'll write it down.
AC, yes,
actually.
please tell me your AC.
18.
Your AC is 18. We are, since you guys are below level 5, we are going to play by meets it beats it player only. Which means if the player meets the AC of the enemy, it hits, but if the enemy meets the AC of the player, it does not.
Okay.
So Scooby Matrix style dodges these first 2 shots.
No, because there's also the plus to hit.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh god, what are these rolls?
I have 5.
Oh my goodness, what the?
I don't know.
Okay,
It
only
started really
one
high
of
and then
them
got really low,
misses.
and then we've got that.
One of them misses. Okay.
So does Scooby Matrix
Do
dodge?
they all hit?
Yes, you matrix dodge one of them, but the other 4 went lower and they hit. So, anyways,
I'm just imagining like the slow motion like Matrix, like one of them flies across. You think it's gonna be like a perfect recreation, and then all 4 goes back to normal camera speed. They all hit at the same time.
Yeah. BB, are you resistant to magical piercing damage?
Shit. How do I tell that? I don't know.
Let me look at your code sheet. Give me 2 seconds. You keep on running.
And don't tell me yes or no once you find it. Tell me how to find it so I can know later.
No resistances, immunities, or vulnerabilities.
Where are you seeing that?
Go next to armor class in defenses. It'll say resistances, immunities, and vulnerabilities. Go ahead and select that, and it'll give you a drop down menu to the side, which as of right now is none.
Wait. What the?
It says
defenses. Okay. Resistance, defenses, resistance, immunities, or vulnerabilities.
Click on that.
I don't have any. Okay.
Emily, go ahead and roll me. We'll start with 3d6. It's 1d6 per shard. So roll me 3d6. We're gonna save. We're gonna wait a little bit on the last one because it's a little confusing. So, anyways, roll me 3d6, please.
Oh, a 3.
Okay, so 3 on the first hit.
Another 3.
Okay, that's 6 damage. You get 1 more.
And a 6.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Now that's only 3 of the shards because the 4th shard Emily hit was a nat 20. So
These dice are good.
I'm gonna have you roll one.
I love these dice.
I'm gonna have you roll 1 more d6.
Which I assume.
That's a 5.
Which then, because it was a nat 20, does get double.
Murder Scooby.
So that means so you dealt 12 damage first hit, 10 damage second hit, 26 damage.
26 in total.
26 total, yes. Unless you have something that can reduce that damage in any way, shape, or form as a reaction, reactions are still viable.
So something like dodge, for example.
I
Uh,
have. Hold on.
Is dodge reaction? Pretty sure dodge is just a regular action, which is stupid. But
the only
if you
thing I
have,
can, the only
if
thing
you
I
have
can
the
see
spell
is
shield, then you could do something.
so the only thing I see that I do have is protection. While wielding a shield and a creature, you can. While wielding a shield and a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack.
That's a creature other than you, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yeah.
not gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Alright, 26 damage. Here we go. Have time to roll death saves.
Yep. But good news is, Orchid is here now.
Yeah, orchids! Spare the dying!
So Orchid sees the shot that there's like the shards like flying like past, especially like the one that Scooby dodged, and ducks down out of sight but able to see what's going on.
Okay. I would like to ask, do you, Ghosty, do you believe Lou would have made it to the fight scene by now?
Yes, I do believe Lou, in a panic from returning a lady's baby and patching up her wounds, would have just come upon this scene to just see
Scooby dead on the floor. Not dead, unconscious on the floor.
Oh, God.
so Scooby just
Scooby
Lou
kick
just
dodge and then fucking gets blasted.
Scooby got
So-
blasted.
Lou
This is
just
why I hoped you were level
sees
3, but
Scooby on
still,
the floor and looks over to Miss Kate.
which you
Scooby.
see has 15 floating earth shards about the size of a glue stick, all floating around her.
Well, at least Scooby doesn't have to worry about proving his honesty.
Lou's
Yeah,
just
I mean-
looking at Miss Kate, and for once, he's like, yeah, no.
Kate, what do you have to say for yourself?
No.
Yeah, Kate, what are you gonna say?
Kate, say for yourself.
Kate,
Tell
try to
your
persuade them.
rabid dog
Please,
not to
self-defense.
attack people. Because this is what happens.
Insight.
I mean, she's not lying, though. Jesus, the problem is she's not even lying here. He just attacked her.
Yeah,
I
then we're
know,
still
but
alive.
Yeah, but that's not
why?
just a random rabid dog, though. Like, he had literal divine evidence saying she's fucked
Okay,
up.
well, no
They
one
don't
knew
know that,
except
though.
for
Yeah,
him.
she didn't see the divine evidence. So as far as she's concerned, it was a random attack.
Yeah, nor does
Yeah,
anyone else here know about the divine evidence.
As far as she's concerned, the attack was random. But Lou knows better than to believe that Scooby would act randomly.
Okay, if that is the case, then I still think a roll is good. I would say this is the deception.
Yeah,
Deception?
Okay.
Deception.
Hey, Vin,
Disgrace.
Yes.
do I roll insight or deception?
For what exactly? What's happening here?
No. I mean, she rolls deception.
Emily.
She as in Emily or she as in Ghost?
Emily.
I'm
It was
Millie.
plus 18, right, Vin?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 33.
Of course it is.
15 plus 18.
So you still want to roll that insight? You could nat 20. You could nat 20.
You could not.
Would you
Okay,
like to roll for?
I got a 19, but I have advantage 3, so the 19. Lou is. So I don't even touch those dice rolls.
Should I allow a once per session eye roll just so you can get some luckier luck?
No.
I got it.
What?
Aidan told me to try, so the dice are bringing the game.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the deception check goes through.
Fuck.
Dang.
Y'all are screwed. Y'all are fucked.
Okay, listen. say,
Lou just looks at her and asks, "Are we really here to save your child?"
What? Why would you ask that? You would
The
assume.
deception works.
Why would you ask that?
that didn't work.
Yo,
The deception worked, but that doesn't change the fact that, you know, Lou is suspicious.
This is a new line of questioning.
This
This
is
is-
a new line of questioning.
Are you gonna
Do
keep
I roll
questioning until the
deception
deception
again?
check fails?
Good luck. Unless I roll a
Okay.
nat 1 and you get a nat 20, I think I'll be fine.
Okay,
Got it.
considering by the way, considering all the talk no jutsu that's going on, I'm just going to assume the combat is over and Orcus is going to cast Spare the Dying on Scooby while this is going on.
Well, I mean, I will say this, the combat would technically still be in action, but we are assuming a pause in combat, so the initiative rolls still stay in action, and there's no need to re-roll initiative, but yes, you could spare the dying at this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, alright.
Yeah, and
So
also
I
you're
rolled
no longer
also
deception
dying
against
on the fly.
Ghosty's
and also keep in mind,
question.
because you're entering late, you should technically have a freebie, I think, because this would be you entering combat.
Yeah, this would be you
It's a pause. I'm not in combat yet.
Yes,
Yeah,
when
because-
like me, like Lou has no reason to attack this woman, aside from the fact that Scooby has been fucking ganked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I roll deception against Ghosty's question?
Yes.
Again, here we go, round 2. Fight.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
So okay, do I just click the 3
Ghosty, you're
dots
screwed.
and like how does
Ghosty, you're.
I'm gonna
What-
switch dice in a minute. I feel like I'm cooking too much.
You've rolled one number under a 10.
Okay, what do you reply to Ghosty? Because she's gonna pretty much have to believe whatever you say next to her.
Jacob, how do I
What, my
do I-
38 with a nat 20?
Yeah, she's gonna have to believe what you say. With your
Jacob, what do I
deception to
do
that
for
question.
spare the dying?
Well, you have
Fine.
you have become stable, so that's what it does.
So, like,
I think that means you don't have
There's
to roll
a-
any more death saves.
so, like, essentially, it's a nat 20. Like, I have to believe whatever she says. What are the words of which you are going to speak to me, Emily?
Okay. So, to become stabilized means that you can't be killed by a failing
I would
death
love
save.
to tell you.
You can't be killed by a failed death save, BB. That's what stabilizing does.
So would that, I guess, make my HP
You don't
1?
make a stable creature doesn't make death saving, but it does remain unconscious. If you take any damage, you become unstable again and must make death saving throws again.
Right, so my
Fun.
HP would be 1 in this instance, right?
Your HP would still be 0, but you don't make death saving throws since you are quote unquote stable yet still unconscious.
Okay.
So you're
Anyway.
you're affected by the unconscious effect, but you are not. But you cannot die due to failed death saving throws because you don't need to make them. You're stable. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Of course, we're here to find my missing daughter. Just this. Oh, I can't think of a word. Vile mutt just attacked me randomly.
Like
It's
how
simply
everyone agrees on the
self-defense.
word
You
mutt.
must understand.
That's not even a lie. It was self-defense.
That's not a lie. It's just the truth.
It was, in fact, self-defense. It's just, it was a bit of lethal self-defense.
So, I get, okay, in this instance, would it be charisma then?
Well, both
What's even
persuasion.
happening?
Well, I did lie about the first part.
Ah.
They did the first part, yeah. They did not.
Of course, we're here to find my daughter. That's why we're here.
Oh, I guess, yeah, that bit's a lie. So,
What did
Yeah.
Emily say?
Of course, we're here to
Of
find my
course.
daughter, but this vile mutt just attacked me out of nowhere.
yeah,
Paraphrasing,
that's
but
only a
It's,
half-truth
it's
then, so
simply
that should be
self-defense. You must
deception.
understand.
It is a half truth, but since Emily rolled a nat 20 against Lou just kind of stands there like, of course we're here to find your daughter.
For the greater good.
Kind of in a blind belief, and he's not too sure why he's believing it. He
The-
just
like,
knows that he does.
Yeah.
Orchid, who fully witnessed the shards flying past her, while this is going, I don't have an image for this, but I'm just gonna go invisible for now. She wild shifts into a teeny tiny ant and goes up and pitter patters towards Scooby. in order to,
That's crazy.
yeah, in order to touch him and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, what does
Uh,
that do for my HP?
I am about to tell you.
You have to roll. Jacob has to roll for your HP now.
That is correct. Yes, 2d8 plus 3. 11.
Okay.
You
You
can't
now
cast.
have 11 health.
You can't cast spells in wild shape.
Oh, well, I don't do that then. I
You probably-
I attempt to realize I never tried it before and just and thus have to remain in ant form behind one of the potted plants that is in this image. That
Like-
is definitely Kitten.
Like, Lou just walks to the door, fully believing, under, like, a supernatural context, that they're here to save this lady's child, and he just knocks on the door.
The door just creaks open.
Wait, the door to what?
Orchid-
Where are you going?
Orchid thinks to herself, well,
house.
this is not a vortex this time.
Oh god. Door creaks open. What do you do next?
Obviously, I'm going to enter the house looking for the missing child.
Okay. I'm pretty sure Lou did hear about the whole it potentially being underground in some sort of basement.
Yeah.
Yes, but in order to go to the basement, we need to enter the house and go downstairs.
I know. I'm just saying that Lou shouldn't potentially know. Anyways, question: when you're walking in the house, do you roll an investigation check to see what your surroundings are?
Yeah. Let me investigate. 17.
You notice that it's a very nice house, and you also tend to notice there are photos of the mom and her child all over the house.
The mom, as in a different woman, or this?
Kate.
This?
Kate, as in the cat mom.
No, just. Excuse me, I'm short circuiting. What's happening?
Kate is behind you, but you walk in and you see Kate just there.
Kate's in the house.
Okay, well, Kate's behind you in the house. Assuming you want to pull a few steps
Shame.
forward in the house, and then you notice that there are pictures of Kate and her daughter in this house where Kate's daughter allegedly is, in this very nice house. Yes.
That causes Lou to just turn around and look at Kate. So all of this time, this adventure was to lead us to your own home.
Aidan, is everyone inside the house right now?
For a tea party.
No, only,
no.
only Lou is inside the
Ghostie,
house, and you.
Only Lou, only Lou. But
Oh yeah,
you know,
I didn't mention this, but Orchid absolutely stayed outside to tend to Scooby and cast Cure Wounds out of wild shape. So
Emily, do it now. Do the evil now.
Question for DMs: if
I
he's
wanted
still
everyone.
if he's still
Question,
going to do, if he's still going to do Cure Wounds, does the 11 is that going to retroactively apply, or is he going to reroll?
I will let you either take the 11 or I will allow a reroll. However, if the reroll happens, that is the number that will be forced to be taken.
I'll take the 11.
Good choice. That's a good choice right there.
Yeah. All right.
Where
still
is
outside,
Orchid
though.
specifically right now?
Outside healing Scooby.
So I'm guessing they're like in
No, we're both
They're not-
outside.
human.
They're outside of the
Like, the only one who is inside is Lou.
Yeah, and for the record, you don't know that Orchid is back.
Oh, I just realized Jacob Max rolled the cure wounds. No way, it's 2D. No,
Yeah, no.
that was 1D8. Cute.
Is Scooby allowed to whisper something to? Because we aren't in combat, right? Or are we still on pause?
No,
We are still in pause combat. The combat will be reinitiated once another attack is made. Any person can make that attack. If we're not,
Also, by the way, I'm putting the HP in the thing, guys. Just a heads up for
the HP
for of Kate.
Oh,
I'm putting it so it's killable.
In what thing? What?
It was already pretty low. I mean, did you really just set it to a?
Yes.
No.
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 Wait.
That.
So you're sending the HP into a group chat. Okay.
No, it's a doc.
It's a document. It's a
character sheet.
And
are you sure? The only reason I was setting it that low is because Emily may have to go soon, and I didn't. If we can't. I don't know if we're gonna have too long of a combat encounter.
You also did say that all her stats other than charisma suck, which would include things like constitution and such. I imagine.
Also, I want to throw out that if she doesn't die, that's okay too. I've already stated if Scooby kicks the bucket, then he kicks the bucket.
It's just I was just slightly annoyed since Aidan put HP as 7.
That's crazy.
That's
we don't know if that's crazy because all of her other stats are terrible, as was established earlier.
Yeah.
Constitution's not low enough for it to be 7.
Constitution is their lowest stat. However, their Constitution is not low enough to cause their HP to go down. It more balances it.
Go down.
Okay.
Down.
Aidan, think about how much damage I did earlier, and that was with
I will
a
lower
few mid rolls, a low roll.
All right.
Like that could kill me with like 3 turns.
I have removed a third of the HP, by the way.
All right. Okay. Lou? What do you say to her, realizing some of this is going on? Realizing that something's going on. What do you say to her?
If Lou's turned around and Kate's there, should Lou be able to see Orchid?
Orchid is outside.
They're just out of frame. They're just out of frame with the door frame. They're just out of frame.
Yeah, they're just slightly out of the door frame. Lou turns to this lady and says, "This whole venture was to lead you to your own house, and your daughter is in the basement of your own house."
Now, what do you do next, Emily?
Can I use Stonewall?
I mean, sure. You could also, don't do Stonewall.
Well, I mean, if you're going to use Stonewall, where are you going to use Stonewall? I would like to ask that first. Are you going to close in Ghostie in the house?
Let me read Stonewall.
I assume it would be the enclosed Ghostie.
That's what I thought too. We'll see. I'm opening a new blanket.
Is it one wall?
Repeat that.
Is it one wall?
Can
I make a box?
It is in fact one wall, but you can choose the size in the range that I had given.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a singular wall of stone, which conjures a non-magical wall of solid stone.
The homebrewed version, not the actual spell, because the actual spell is a level 5 spell. I have made a lower level version.
Okay. Let's just continue.
It's gonna cast it on the front door. So
yes, you can
cast some thingy
that will
Lou in and Orchid out.
That will reinstate the combat. Yeah.
And Scooby out.
That would leave you and Lou inside, correct?
You and Lou.
So that will reinitiate combat if you do this.
Okay.
So would you like to do it?
Yeah.
So that means Kate keeps her initiative roll. I need Lou to roll initiative. Jacob and Scoobert, since you are outside, Jacob, roll me initiative because you can still try to get in.
Okay.
We're still going to use Scoobert's initiative that was already rolled, say Emily's, because it was a pause combat.
23.
23?
Oh, damn, one more than me.
30, 20, and a 23. Emily, what did you roll originally? I physically can't remember. Was it 22, right?
2.
I got
22.
a natural 20, by the way.
So yeah, that means Ghosty goes first, then Emily, then Jacob, then Scoobert Doo. Where'd that Lego piece go? Dang. So Ghosty, what would you like to do?
So Lou looks, at the wall that's been erected in front of the door, and kind of getting the vibe that this has been a trap the whole time. Dare
Can't tell-
you?
I can't tell if you cut out or you just stopped talking.
Yeah, I
I
think she
stopped
cut out.
talking.
Oh.
Oh, you stopped
How
talking.
dare you? And Lou just takes out his scimitar and goes for like a quick strike.
Quick
Kind of
strike.
quick and decisive.
Roll me to hit.
Dirty 20.
That is gonna hit. Roll me damage.
I like how Aidan is the DM, but he hasn't said anything in
Alright.
a long time.
Well,
No,
it's gonna-
I've been talking. I'm just not the greatest combat, so I'm letting Vin take over combat for now.
Alright.
6
That is-
damage.
6 damage.
Oh.
That will be your action. Would you like to bonus action?
Let me see if Lou has any bonus actions.
You are a level 3. You are fighter, right? You are.
Yep, I am a fighter, but I also
Remind
have
you of class.
bonus action. You can magically gain benefit.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
you're Rune Knight. Let's see. Bonus action, you could.
Yeah, but I'm trying to decide if I want to do this because it will destroy the house they're in.
Yeah, that's the issue. However, okay, you could. I have given this option before in campaigns purely out of it doesn't. I don't like that it makes you do this. I will allow you to remove the first effect of your 3rd level class feature. Subclass feature. Which would remove the size increase, but still give you the other effect.
Alright, then I'll do it.
Alright. So you have imbued yourself with the might of the giants, you have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and once on each of your turns, one of your attacks with a weapon or an unarmed strike can do an extra 1d6 damage to a target on a hit. This lasts for 1 minute, which I will say is 10 rounds.
Alrighty.
Because each round lasts 6 seconds. Alright, Emily, Kate, you are up. Emily, I would like to remind you, you do have reactions that you can use if need be. They wouldn't have helped you there. I'm just going to remind you.
Can I react and...
You
Alright.
can't
Can I
now.
react and then take a turn, or is my reaction
No,
a turn?
reactions happen upon something happening to you, and you do it right then and there.
Can I still do a reaction?
I will let you do the bottom reaction, not the top. If you know what I mean by
Which
that.
one's the bottom one?
The bottom one
I
is the
can
one in the
only see
elemental
one of
section.
them.
The bottom one is the one in the elemental section. The other reaction is in the non-elemental section.
Oh, that one.
I believe I remember I wrote that. Oh wait, no, I need to write last two. Let me go ahead and just add this in very quickly. If used as action, last until your next turn.
Well, that won't save me.
It won't
So,
right now. I'd say save it to use it as a reaction.
yeah.
I mean, you have could. I'm
Well,
not
I
gonna
still have my earthen shards from earlier because I had 20 and I only shot 5.
Yeah, you do in fact have 15 left still, if you would like to use that.
Can I shoot 5 at Lou?
Are you shooting 5 as action or bonus action?
Bonus.
Bonus, okay. So go ahead and roll me. I'm assuming in the house Lou would be in range. They did just get a push for a sword. They would. Okay, so go ahead and roll me 5d20 to hit. Write them down in the doc for me.
Okay, I'll delete these ones.
Yeah, get rid of those ones. So you're doing this as bonus action. That one hits. Actually, no, wait. Lou, what's your AC?
Lou's AC is 15.
15. Okay, first one hits. Second one hits.
Insane roll.
Yeah, that's a good.
Alright, jinx that.
That one misses.
Really?
Okay, how much damage is Lou
That hit.
taking?
We have to do the rolls first. Second.
Oh.
Alright,
Insane.
4 of them hit. 1 misses. Would you like
What
to
is
state?
this dice?
Would you like to state how how you dodged the singular one, or you wanted to just go around you?
You know, after being pelted by one rock, he kind of uses his sword's blade to knock the other one out of the air.
And the rest
You know,
just go.
before getting bodied by the rest of them.
Yeah. Emily, roll me 46.
Oh.
While she's doing that, can we say that the rock that got deflected, like went out the window? And oh wait, no, never mind. Stonewall. Forget I said that.
Yep, Stonewall. I mean, the Stonewall doesn't block window. It's blocking door, right?
Well, so it's just the doorway. Okay, can we say that the stone like went through the window?
Aidan, what's the house like? Where are the windows located?
The windows are open to the left and the right of the
That's what I
door.
would have assumed, yeah.
The entryway.
If they're to the left and the right of the door, the stone wall would still be blocking.
I thought you said it was only the doorway that's being blocked, not what was, either
Well, I mean,
side.
I didn't know. I assumed the windows were located farther away, but the stone wall is big enough to block all those. If they're that close to the door.
My D6s in the dock, by the way.
Got it. Lou, 16 damage.
16 damage?
16.
That was my
Actually,
bonus action.
I will
to deal
say
with everything.
Emily has been using her strongest move just consistently. So that's a once per turn.
Is it?
I meant to say as a once per turn, so you are going to do something else as your action. Not that. You have option.
Well, I wasn't going to use that. Well, now that I've worked out it's the strongest one, that seems a bit...
Well, I mean, you have other damaging moves. In fact, I think you have a move that can do more damage. It just requires a lot more luck.
You see my dice? Apparently.
Fair.
Blast by when I, quite frankly, don't really need it, but here we are.
Wait, hold on.
I used the chocolate.
It's chocolate time. All right. Okay. Yes, I had written it specifically weapon chancla. Go ahead and roll me the to hit. The to hit on this one is lower, by the way. It's not as high as the earthen shard.
Oh, fuck me, I've lost my D20. Oh no, it's right there. No, it's not. It's right there. Never mind. D20. That is a 17.
That is going to hit the mod of the map. Go ahead and roll me damage. That's going to be 44. Actually, no, wait. I do need to check Lou's resistances for anything. I can almost guarantee Lou isn't resistant to magical piercing, but I will check if they're
no, Lou isn't resisting to magical piercing.
Didn't we already check?
Bludgeoning?
That's bludgeoning damage.
Nope, Lou has no resistance. How much damage, Emily?
I don't know. I didn't roll it yet. I was more confused. Okay, that's a D3. Wait.
What did you D3?
No, what? No, that is a D4. Guys, I don't know how to read D4s.
Whatever. So it's when you roll the dice, it's whatever lands on top.
Oh. I was really confused. Okay. I'll just write it. I can't be asked to say it. No, I did not roll that. I'm not taking 2 4s in a row. I just kind of slammed it against the thing. I've rolled.
That is gonna be 13 damage. That's gonna be 13 damage. Does Lou have a way to lessen the damage?
Does Lou have a way to lessen the damage?
I am checking right now. You could Stone Rune.
Could I?
Stone Rune's a reaction.
Oh, you're right. I could, but it's only at the end of a creature's turn.
Fair. So you have in total taken 13 and whatever the other one damage, which I think the other damage was like 16. So you've taken 29 damage total.
Yep. 29 damage, yes. And Lou
Alright.
only has 27 health.
I
Dang.
love when D&D turns
I'm
into
so
designing.
sorry.
This
So-
is why I tried to be like, maybe heaven, so they could be like one shot, you know?
I lowered the damage is low. It's just Emily's rolling insane.
So,
Do you want me to switch the dice because the
Yes.
dice are uncannily lucky? Okay.
Which the dice while we keep going, because
These are my favorite dice. They're adorable.
that is
I'm gonna
no
put them
wonder they're your
up.
favorite dice. They roll high.
so
You
while
are-
everybody else is outside being held back by this stone wall, they can, briefly hear just Lou say, "Fuck," as he
And
gets blasted. They're just blasted in the face. Just
you get a chonkla thrown at
as he
and
gets a
not.
chonkla just thrown at the side of his head. And, the throw is so powerful that it just takes him out on the spot.
Alright. So now
So
it
at
was-
this point, he's been beaten by rocks and hit with a chonkla.
it is now Jacob's turn.
Well, hold on. What's the max damage?
Of what?
How much does Lou take?
Lou in total has taken 9 damage.
Okay.
And Luard only has 27 health.
Yeah. Yo, new dice, let's go.
And
Alright,
I
here
blocked her in
Jacob, it is your turn. I will say the stone wall is in fact breakable.
Is it secured?
To the ground, yes. To everything around it, no.
Okay.
If you can break it, I have a plan.
Well, I mean that's the thing. I'm not sure. I mean, Orchid's tools are partially made out of wood, so it's not like she's exactly gonna be like punching it anytime soon.
I think your wooden spoon could work for sure. These.
I don't have a wooden spoon. What do you mean?
Hold on, actually, I might genuinely wait.
I was gonna say the wall's not that weak. It kind of is.
What?
Oh wait.
Hold
The
on,
wall
what
is not weak.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make it weak.
Emily.
Make the wall weaker.
Emily, it's a wall of stone.
All right.
Making the wall weaker.
I didn't read the thing. I'm sorry. I didn't make the character sheet.
I hit the character.
All right, Scoobert, what do you think? Are you able to? Do you think you'd be able to break this thing? I nod towards the stone wall.
I have to think of a way.
If so, I will allow for a
without
trade, and I will allow for.
I have to think of a way to say this. I have to think of a way to say this without just straight up saying like game terms.
Yeah. I will allow for a trade and initiative position if you believe that is necessary.
This wasn't meant to be a trade. The answer to this question would tell him what Orchid does on her turn rather than what whose turn it is.
That is fair. I am just stating that.
Yeah, I really fuck. Because if I go to break this wall, I think that fucks up the plan that I had, and I think it might be able to turn the tides if done well.
Alright.
Fuck. Hold on. What comes with cook utensils?
Wooden spoons.
What?
Okay.
What does come with
hold on.
cookie?
Hold on.
Hello.
Hold on. Okay. So just on immediate look up, it's metal pot, knives, forks, stirring spoon, ladle. Theoretically, a ladle should be fairly large and based on how this looks, metal.
Yeah.
And it's simple on object.
Yes.
Can I without taking up a turn or a move or action or whatever, can Orchid take a ladle from Scooby and try to break the wall with that?
I will allow for a. I will. You can give the item. I will also allow for a second option. You can, during Orchid's turn, try to get through the wall, not as any action. However, it will give you disadvantage, since you are in a more panicked state.
That's a hell of a gamble. What would I roll if I were to try to break through?
That would be a strength check disadvantage.
Which one is more likely to work?
Which one is more likely? Because
What would you have to roll if the
I was
ladle
gonna-
were the option?
well, the ladle is going to be used to get through either way. If you give the ladle to Jacob, he will need to make a strength check with a normal strength check as his action.
Jacob, what is your strength?
His strength, I believe, is a +0.
What's your base strength?
Oh, his base strength is like 11.
Okay.
I think Lou is the most physically fit.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Lou has
Well, I murdered Lou, so no.
You have a
Oh.
so you have two options here. You have Jacob could use his action in order to dig through and see if he hits it, or Jacob can still do whatever he wants as his action while you, on his turn, dig through the wall. But that will give you disadvantage on the check rather than it being Jacob rolling without any disadvantage or advantage.
Okay, and if I do this, it won't take up one of my turns whenever it's my turn, right?
If you dig through the wall now instead of Jacob, it will not take up your turn, but it is more likely to fail. Well, actually, is it?
It's
I don't know.
I'm gonna try and roll.
So
this.
you are.
Fuck
So
this.
you're doing it instead of Jacob.
Yep, 14. God, please.
All the
17.
Orchid says
So
is,
okay,
wow,
got
this
a
is
14.
Oh.
This is not some question.
Okay.
I will say so. Yes, you are. Yes, you are through. However, Jacob's action will happen before Jacob's action will happen. Once Jacob's action and once Jacob's turn is done, the wall is through.
Okay.
Okay, so
So what would you like to do? The wall is still there, but by the end of your turn, it will be gone. Well, not gone, but there will be a tunnel through.
okay, well in that case, because this is my mic died, so I couldn't protest this plan that this entire time. So because of that, I guess I will cast resistance on Scoobert in order to make sure that he's not affected by the crushing rubble that's going on.
Okay, that is fair. That is your action. Go ahead, and if you have a bonus action, you may use that.
Okay. Well, in that case, fantastic.
Actually, choose a damage type for the resistance. Acid, bludgeoning, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, piercing, poison, radiant.
Bludgeoning.
It would make sense to be bludgeoning. I was waiting for him to stop talking.
Bludgeoning?
Yes.
Okay. Deflected bludgeoning. So, now what would you like to do as bonus action? Do you have any bonus actions?
I do, in fact, have a couple of bonus actions.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
One of them I love because it's funny. The other one, I mean, I guess you could use.
Well, there is one I think is going to be funny in this case, but we'll see if this is what you were thinking of. So, the description of Magic Stone is as follows.
That's the one.
You touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it to a hurling
God!
sling.
You're gonna
If
use our
thrown,
swords against
it
it.
has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with the pebble, that attacker adds your spellcast ability modifier, not the attacker's attack roll. On a hit, the target takes bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is 5, by the way. Hit or miss,
Yes,
the spell then ends in another stone. And see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't determine what size the pebbles are. So Orchid just eyes the biggest chunks of this stone wall, the 3 biggest chunks, brushes a hand across all of them, and casts Magic Stone on those specifically.
Okay. I would like to interject here. A pebble, A pebble. Dang. A pebble does have a specific size that makes it classified as a pebble,
Which is?
which would be 4 to 64 millimeters.
Oh, okay.
That is the scientific amount, which is between 0.16 and 2.52 inches.
Is it the scientific
Further
amount or
interject-
is it the in-game amount?
That is the
Okay, yeah, that's-
scientific. I believe the in-game amount is double the scientific. So you can go up to...
Well, Aidan, rule of cool or rule of science? You decide. Emily has
Rule of
limited
cool.
time.
Rule of cool,
Roll of
baby.
cool.
The stones glow, recognizing the command of their new master.
Let's go. You want to
God.
throw fucking pebbles at us? We're gonna throw pebbles at you, bitch.
Like, after you guys are done with this, I'm gonna have to roll a death save.
All right.
Yeah, Orchid didn't see that Lou was unconscious.
Because the wall wasn't gone until
Guilty
your
will
turn
get here in
ends.
a bit.
Your turn has ended. Scooby, you're through the wall when you still have all your actions and bonus actions.
I'm gonna switch to the other background now.
Okay, should I roll a death save now?
Yes.
Has the turn cycle gone back to Lou?
Well, it would be me, right?
No, it's Scooby.
Yeah, it's Scooby's turn.
So, okay.
Oh,
Fuck it.
fuck.
I've been cooking this entire time. I broke through the wall. I've run too many risks to turn back.
Oh God, what are you gonna do now?
Yeah,
Question.
you don't the death saving throw until it's your turn, Ghosty. So.
Okay.
Question. Actions in combat. That would take up a proper action, right?
Correct. However, there are sometimes I will make exceptions depending on what that action is.
If I were to ready something, would you count that as regular or bonus?
I will allow you to have readied that before you entered before you got through the stone wall fully, so it would already be ready.
Okay. Theoretically, these rocks have the capability to knock.
By the way, I'm also adjusting the rock damage because they're way bigger than a pebble. I'm not telling you what the damage is to what happened.
Theoretically, it would knock her down, right? It could, anyways. Not would.
The rock could knock down the what?
Her.
Theoretically, yes.
Physically
Okay.
speaking, the force might leave her prone, regardless of how much damage it takes. You know.
It depends on the throw itself.
Even on her knees works well enough for me. I'm going to ready a grapple.
Ooh.
So when the rocks are thrown, because I have to have a trigger, when the rocks are thrown and they hit her, Scooby's going to try and pounce and pin on her.
Then can you look at what I asked next to dust up?
Are there any interjections, or can I do that?
Emily, roll me a d20.
With the new dice is crazy.
Roll me a d20. I will say this. I see what you have
I
said.
feel like that's not actiony enough. I feel like that I would even take it just being a reaction because that doesn't seem actiony.
At the same time, based on what that was inspired by, which in this case is a already D&D spell, it is classified as an action. I just gave you a
Roll a
altered
d20
version.
then.
What?
Get nat 20, you're all cooked.
Oh, you're not. Well, but that means okay. I'm going to very quickly explain what's about to happen, and I'm a little bit sorry for it happening, but a nat 20 is a nat 20. I will accept. So, BB, how close are you to Kate? Would you say within, let's say, 5 feet?
Presumably, yes.
Wait, hold on. We just broke through the door.
Justin, you just broke in. Did you use your movement speed to get close enough to make the throw eligible? Which I believe would be 5 to 10 feet because of how large the rock is. Because it's a
I didn't
Well,
read
I'm
that
not
part. I
trying to
wanted to do
grapple
something
her.
else.
I'm not trying to grapple her towards me. I'm trying to grapple her to the ground.
okay. So this is gonna get roll for
I just
the
wanted to make
roll.
it a reaction.
Roll to hit on the rock first. That
But
I
keep,
that
but keep,
the
but
rock
keep in
is a.
mind, yeah, this is used specifically once the rocks hit. So
I understand that. I need you to roll me a d20 +5. I am giving the rocks a +5.
That's my spellcasting modifier, so that is
Okay.
accurate.
And so if that's your spellcasting modifier, I will give it advantage due to its size.
Yeah. I'm gonna move Scooby a little bit closer if this is going on.
Then I got my nat 20. Does that mean I can
And-
make it a reaction instead?
Yes, but the reaction needs to be procced by something, so this action needs to go through first.
Okay.
So,
Okay, cool.
little patient. I will describe what happens when you use the reaction because it gets a little complicated.
I didn't want the second one. I just wanted the first one.
which okay,
What do you mean you didn't want the second one?
God.
Repeat. What do you mean by that? You
Because-
didn't.
Because
didn't
I
want
didn't read that. I just wanted that one.
Yeah, I see that. I'm still gonna have the second effect activate. It's okay. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it worked to my
It won't
advantage.
be
'Cause I
bad
just
for
wanted
you if it
to
won't be bad for you if it activates. So it's all right. So what is the to hit?
Yeah, which one of us is rolling? Me?
You, BB. Sorry, you. This is the stone.
Okay. What am I rolling?
You are rolling a to hit dice with a modifier of +5, so a d20 +5
Okay. D20.
with advantage. With advantage.
Okay. D20 +5, so 18 +5.
With advantage.
That'd be 23. So let me
That's
roll
going
again.
to hit. Oh, yeah, that is going to hit no matter what. But if you want to try to get the nat 20, I will let you try to get the nat 20.
Okay. I literally got the same thing.
Okay, so roll for damage. The damage is going to be because big rock. 3d6.
Okay. D6. Okay. 3. That would be 12 in total.
All right, so that lowers the HP. This, and now the action would proc. The reaction would proc Emily. The damage is going to go through first. So, with you are within 5-foot range. Emily, you would like to use Dust Step, correct?
I want to use Dust Step and I want
Would
to
you like to
teleport
stay?
behind
Would you
them.
like to stay in or out of the house?
Out of the house. I want to teleport
You
behind
want to
them.
be gone out of the house. Okay. So using Dust Step,
Literally
Emily
behind them.
action teleported outside of the house. And BB, since you were in 5-foot range, I'm gonna need you to make a DC 15 Dex saving throw.
Okay. So Dex saving throw, right?
Yes, Dex saving throw.
Okay. 5.
Until Emily's next turn, which will happen relatively soon, so it should be actually no, it'd be until your next. It'd be after your next turn. Sorry, I read that wrong. You have the blinded condition because of the dust.
That's fine. Scooby wasn't planning on moving anyways. He's just trying to pin her down so they can have a better strike at her.
I mean, you can try because at this point, since you're blinded, you
She's
would
not-
not know. No, here's the
Didn't
thing.
she
Because
teleport?
Scooby is
She's
blinded,
also now behind
because-
you guys.
Scooby would not know that Kate teleported outside of the house.
I would feel her move.
Yeah,
You would feel-
he'd feel her move, but not necessarily where she'd gone. But he knows that
Yeah.
she's not pinned anymore.
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
check the blinded condition. Give me a few seconds, just so you can
Like,
get.
grapple should have done a little more, but all right.
The blinded condition. You cannot see and you automatically fail any ability checks that require sight, and attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
So, You still have bonus action.
Don't have.
Here's the question. Given that Scooby is a dog, is the disadvantage that pronounced?
Is the what?
Is it disadvantage if Scooby is a dog and therefore can use sense or smell as as a replacement for sight?
Or sound.
I will.
sound.
I mean, you can't see, so I will still fail any checks that require sight, but I will get rid of the advantage and disadvantage part because you can use your senses.
Fair enough.
So, by the way, Emily.
And I can only use bonus actions, right?
Well, no, because you already used your action. You can use bonus action. Your action was the throwing of the rock into the grapple. That was your action.
Right. Okay. So I'm in until the blindness passes.
Until the blindness passes, you can still. Next turn, you can still use your all your normal actions. It's just since it's still. Yeah, you just can only use bonus action right now since you've already used your action this turn.
Okay, so I only get nerfed for this one round then, essentially.
For this and next turn, yes.
Okay. So I can't use those. That's fine. I'm going to use my bonus. Wait, it just occurred to me. Hold on. You said I could use the ready as the bonus, right?
I allowed you to use the ready before your I allowed you to use the ready before the action before your turn occurred, so it happened before. If you want me to classify it as bonus action, I can classify you ready as the bonus action.
Well, right. I'm just trying to get the semantics right. So that would then mean I can do a normal action, right?
Your normal action was the throwing of the stone into the grapple, which was then a stick.
Okay. Okay. In that case, bonus action, that's fine. Okay. That's not gonna hit.
I will, because I hate that they do it like this. And I've always lived by this, I allow lay on hands as a bonus.
Okay, that changes things a little then, actually.
Yeah. I've, ever since I saw how the lay on hands ruling is action, I have just, anytime there's a paladin, I let them bonus action lay on hands, because I find it
Yeah, I was avoiding using that because it wasn't going to make any logical sense with the way it's set. Okay. Fuck.
Wait, Scooby is blind and no one in the house knows that Lou is unconscious.
I will say this, and this is probably your best move. If you want me to, I won't say it, but I can tell you what your best move is here.
I don't want to metagame, just let me fuck up if I do.
Before we move on, hold a second. Ghosty, what do we know knows that if no one knows Lou's unconscious? Is Lou unconscious somewhere else? Because I've had you in the center of the image.
No, Lou's unconscious in the house.
Lou's unconscious in the house. It's just that Scooby wouldn't be able to see him because he is afflicted by blindness.
You can see it. However, Scooby would be able to sense you, and I don't know if you'd be able to sense the fact that they're unconscious. That's a different.
Would Orchid have seen this before the dust got kicked up?
Yeah, but it's currently not Orchid's turn.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just asking in general. I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything right now. I'm just ascertaining all the facts.
Yes, the facts have been ascertained.
Exactly.
Orchid can see this. Orchid can see that Lou is in the Yamcha death pose in the middle of the living room.
Nice.
Nice. And I do believe BB would be able to sense it. Using smell and stuff. Yay. And divine. Yay. You just want to sense death sometimes. Just.
Right, so you're saying I can theoretically use lay on hands with Lou right now, right?
Yes. Is that what you would like to do?
Yeah, fuck my blindness, whatever, it'll go away soon enough. Yeah, I'm gonna use lay on hands on Lou.
Alright. How much of it?
I'm gonna use it's not gonna be much.
Don't use all of it, just use enough to make me stable, which is like 1 HP.
I'm gonna do 5. Does that work?
Yeah, that works. I just didn't want you to use all of it because
So
you
how
have a limited lay on hands pool.
How much lay on hands?
I
5.
am gonna use 5 to heal Lou.
All right, Lou,
Lou
you
is
are
like,
back up now.
don't use all of your veiled hands. I'm not worth it.
So Lou is at 5 HP. Scoobert Doo is at 11 still.
Scoobert has now successfully both killed and saved Lou.
Yep. So that will end your turn.
Okay, that's fine.
And Lou, you are up.
Like
Yeah.
Lou just
As you get up, you recognize Kate is no longer in the building, or at least not in the room you are in.
like Lou, who isn't exactly standing yet, is like, oh, not again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wait, Lou almost died, and then for the second time wakes up to see Scooby.
Yeah.
And, well, third time if you count the dungeon as, an almost death experience.
Based. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna DM
in this
Aidan.
town, actually. It's the second time in this
DM
town.
Yeah.
Lou and Scooby are gonna have such a complicated relationship by the end of
They
this
already
campaign.
do. They already do.
God.
Okay.
By the end of this campaign, they'll either have an unbreakable bond or will be mortal enemies, and I don't think there's an in-between at this point.
All right.
You're heading for one of these two paths.
In order to be a little bit nice, I will state a little thing. There is a win con, and when I say win con, I mean there's another way to win other than defeat.
Other than pure violence.
Yes, there is a second way to win.
Talk no
So
anyways, it's Lou's turn.
something like that.
Don't give him any hints. Don't give him any hints.
Mr. Lou, what are you gonna do?
Like Lou just gets up off the floor, be it not moving too quickly, looks to Orchid and Scooby, and just says, "Come on, she's getting away."
She's not trying to run away.
She's not trying to run away, but
know
Lou
that.
just died.
The player would not know. Well, not the player. Lou would not know that you're not trying to run away. They would just think you left the premises and you're trying to escape.
Yeah, Scooby's
Yeah,
gonna
because
do...
Lou has just fucking died again.
Scooby will do a low, affirmative bark.
And Orchid, would you like to do something?
Well, was because I'm not familiar with how dust step works. Since Orchid was out of range, did she see where Kate went? Does she know that Kate's behind her right now?
Kate teleported behind Orchid?
Kate teleported behind everyone, which I assume includes Orchid, and is therefore, outside the house for that reason.
Includes Orchids.
I assume Kate teleported fully out of the house, not behind
Which is
them, but
behind
I
Orchid,
said
who is at the
behind.
doorway, remember? Because you broke down the wall and didn't search for
oh
it.
yeah, sorry. I'm getting confused by the layout of the house. That's the issue right now.
Okay.
So
Why was Shindy us?
not notice that you have not noticed that the teleport happened to where she is now behind you. You know that some form of movement has happened, a insensible movement. You would not be able to know it's teleportation exactly, but you would know it is an insensible movement.
All right, and I don't know the source of it or the destination. I'm guessing.
You do not know the source or destination. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm just very highly alert right now. I guess
Very.
I guess okay. All right. For that reason, I'm going to cast Bark Skin on myself, most because I want to use that spell in this in its inaugural time after leveling up. So now so now my AC cannot be lower than 16. It was 13 before.
There's still a few things that I haven't tried using yet because I think they're
all right. So your
dramatic
AC
that I
is
have to wait for a moment.
your AC is a 16 now.
Yes.
Okay.
It says it cannot be lower than 16, which I assume also means that,
Then
like
again,
external stuff is not going to be
so
impacting it.
Lou, we'll just assume you do it. I will allow you to do that when Lou says that you guys should move so we can chase the person. So yeah, sure.
Which I'm guessing just happened right now, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would happen. It wouldn't happen so yeah, that's not gonna happen on your turn. But Lou, what would you like to do? Out of character, if you turn to the door, you will see Kate.
Yeah, but Lou turns to the door, and instead of, using his usual scimitars, takes out, no, I'm not, I didn't cut out, I'm just thinking. Should I use the funny hee-hee rock? The stone rune?
There are 2 left.
Stone runes of reaction.
Stone of stoning.
I mean, you know what?
It is a stone of stoning.
Do you mean the stone rune or the stone that Jacob made?
I have 2 left, by the way, of those.
You could do the fire rune, or you could do stone rune. I will say the stone rune is probably less likely to work.
It's less likely to work, but instead of using the stone rune, I'm just going to have Lou take off from his back a longbow, and he's going to quickly snap turn and fire.
So would you like to do that, or would you like to stone rune? Because I will let you try to go stone. I'll let you stone rune bonus action.
Here's a question. What if Lou tied a stone rune to an arrow and then fired it with a longbow?
Stone rune doesn't require a hit to be proc. It's fire rune that requires a hit to be proc.
Okay.
Stone rune can just be activated. Fire rune requires a hit to be made to activate.
So
you could stone rune or you could fire rune. The fire rune requires the bow to be.
I will fire rune with the longbow.
You could also action surge.
All right. Well, considering the orchid is in between,
okay.
not quite admittedly directly in between, but like she's on the path between Lou and Kate. She just sees the flaming arrow sail past her, and her life flashes before her eyes.
Well, I mean, it depends on what Ghostie rolls for it to hit.
Wouldn't it still go in the same direction?
Oh no! If she rolls the 1, it's hitting you.
Okay. I'm going to action surge. I'm going to use the longbow and the fire rune.
Okay, so longbow. Roll me the longbow to hit, please.
Rolling the longbow to hit, and it is a 14.
That's still not gonna do it.
Is there any modifier, or is it just 14?
It's 9 plus 5, so
yeah, it's just 14.
Yeah, it's just 14.
Miss.
Orchid has a near-death experience, but that does prompt her in her shock to at least turn around to see what Lou was trying to fire at, and thus sees Kate.
Okay, Kate. Okay, who is it? Kate's turn now?
No, it is still Lou's turn because Lou action surge.
Ah.
So Lou, your bow missed. You could fire bow again during your action surge, and the fire stone rune would proc once you do that. Once the arrow hits.
Since I did action surge, Lou is going to try to use the longbow again.
Roll me to hit.
Rolling to hit. 15.
15. That is also going to miss.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the armor class for Emily's character is
16.
only 16.
Okay. Oh no, that's
Ooh,
not
mine
good.
too.
Yeah, I know. I set the AC to a AC that would make sense for characters of their level, 16.
Okay.
But Lou still has a bonus action.
Who does still have bonus?
What's the bonus you're gonna go for?
I will let you stone rune as bonus action. I've already stated.
And I am going to use Second Wind.
Good choice. Good choice.
What's
Physical
second
and
wind
mental
do?
stamina to
Second
gain
wind.
1d10 plus 3, so 1d10. Roll. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yep,
Second wind, you heal up how much?
5.
You rolled a 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, health is health. Health is health.
Health is health, and Lou has gone from 5 to 10, which is the important thing.
Okay, that is going to end Lou's turn, and that means it is now Kate's turn. Kate, go ahead. Kate, I am realizing now that okay, good. I didn't give you an AOE attack, so you can't really do what you think is right here because you have options. And I mean like proper option.
I know.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. What did I miss?
You didn't miss.
Ghosty missed twice, and then with the bonus action, managed to get 2 damage off Kate.
No, Lou. No,
Lou
rolled
healed
2.
5 HP.
The
Oh,
2
Yeah,
was
I
from
know.
the was from the
Healed
D
5
D10,
HP,
which then
wind.
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking.
Big brain.
Okay.
Anyways,
This is why
yes.
Vin runs the combat.
Yeah, this is why I run the combats here. Anyways, I'm gonna sit back
I-
for this.
It's going to shards and aim them at Orchid, but
Okay.
she will not fire them right now.
Oh, got it.
Oh, so crazy.
Okay.
So crazy. All right.
All right.
All right.
Orchid does like wince and like go, and like obviously like do like the natural like like arms up defensive position, thinking that for the first time in this entire series she's gonna take damage in a combat session, but then realizes it's not forthcoming, and so she does look and like, huh, and is confused for a moment about why.
Damn. All right. Another ready just got used essentially. Then.
Oh, Orchid. You know, your little ragtag group of friends would have been perfectly fine if you weren't here. But I have some grievances I need to settle with you. You might not know me, but I know you. Well, as the story goes, my daughter was never kidnapped. She's in the basement. She'll stay there because she listens like a good girl. Well, sorry.
So so all of this time, the reason that you led us to this place was so you could get me here.
Your
This is to do with
colleague,
Lucille, isn't it?
yeah. Ah, you did pick up on that.
Of
I
course.
sort of told a little fib earlier. We were close, of course, but not because she was my friend. Because she was my mother.
Orchid, Orchid it stares back in shock. She's not sure what to say. Her mouth opens, but like she's not actually doesn't know what to say at the moment. But she does lower her arms.
A few sources told me you were the one who led her to her death. Maybe.
Your sources were
Just
mistaken.
maybe. Well, you were the one who told her to go there, didn't you?
I didn't tell her to go anywhere. Someone came after her. If you want the real story, please take a seat, and I will tell you what happened. We will tell you what happened, because we all know
Oh, kid. You don't get to call the shots here. Just look at you and your friends. You're weak. I could kill you here and now. I don't care.
Without any hesitation, just slides in front of Orchid.
Now that
Lou,
is
you
that
got
is
an hurt.
that is very
I will
that
allow you
is
to do
that is very
nothing of the sort.
that is very noble of you, Lou. But I get the impression that if she wanted me dead, she would have done so mere moments ago.
I'm not taking any chances.
Something about having me here means that she wants me to be living, to know these facts, to have been here this moment to find out that Lucille was her mother, and given what she believes happens, it means that, surprisingly enough, we share something in common. She does not see death as a way of ultimate punishment, because that teaches the person nothing. If she wants to teach me a lesson for what she believes, erroneously, that I did, then she needs me present and conscious for that lesson to take effect. She said that you two were the ones who were in danger. That means, if anything, Orchid steps in front of Lou. My presence here is what is preventing this from escalating further.
Well, aren't you clever?
If you're not willing to listen, then so be it. But if you think that we did not call the shots, take a look at where you're positioned right now, and where our friend Scubat is. And then think about where the basement is in relation to you right now, and to himself.
That's a good question. Where's the basement door?
It's near the hallway where the entrance is.
Okay.
You wouldn't dare.
As far as you're concerned, I have no trouble ending your family members. I know that's not true. I wish to not have to prove it to you, but if you're convinced of this fact, that means you won't do anything.
Well, aren't you noble? Smart ass, are we?
If you're starting to see my nobility, perhaps you might believe my innocence a little more if I tell you what happened.
Fine. Tell me your little sob story then. But if I hear one thing that I don't like, these shards are going straight through your heart.
Look, it sighs. I cannot promise you will enjoy the story, as naturally it pertains to the death of your mother. The details will not be enjoyable, but they will be truthful. And I get the impression that you're an insightful individual. You will know if I'm lying or not. Shall we have a seat?
Fine.
I guess Orchid waits to be, led the way to the nearest sitting position, which hopefully is a little bit further away from the basement.
Look. Sitting sounds.
Sitting sounds.
Sitting sounds. Okay,
Listen,
yeah,
sitting
sure.
sounds a plunk. Okay.
Lou just sits on the floor.
Instant sitting transmission. Okay, yeah, so... Alright, so Lou again sits on the floor. What does Scooby do in this situation?
Are we still in combat?
I mean,
No.
Combat pause.
the person sat down, so
Okay. Scooby isn't. Okay, Scooby is within 5, so he heard this, presumably.
oh, Orchid wasn't whispering or anything.
Sure, I just didn't know if he was far enough for Scooby not here.
I don't think the house is
Well,
that
he's a
big.
dog. He's a dog, and he's like in the
Um,
living room. So, not living room, like opening hallway entryway.
Yeah, we were
but-
all in the same area.
Yeah, so
Scooby is going to stay in the same position.
All right. Back. Okay.
Someone plays one more sound effect. I'm going to commit mass murder.
Well, that is kind
It was
of
sitting
interesting.
sounds and staying still sounds. Trust.
Per action equals sound.
Don't play another sound effect, please.
okay, what are you gonna say, huh? Are you gonna talk down this woman from murdering you?
Very well. So, what happened from the beginning? The three of us were sent in to investigate your mother's business. Not because you were suspicious of her, but because we needed to find out why her employees were disappearing, periodically over the course of, I believe it was 8 months or so.
Yes. 8 months. One person every month.
Yes, all with names beginning with the letter B. That might seem like a trivial detail, but is in fact important. As with our intention was to go undercover ourselves and pretend to be employees of the establishment, change one of our names to something beginning with B, and therefore be the next viable target, as there were no other B named prostitutes that were there. So
Okay, okay, can I quickly say a thing?
Sure.
Lou, to align himself with Orchid's story, brings out a disguise kit and just kind of roots around in it a little bit before getting dressed in a outfit.
Oh God.
One very familiar.
So,
Them boy-
as
Lou is slowly stripping off.
so my
Like he's putting it over his clothes.
My original intention was to volunteer myself for such an operation, but due to circumstances I shall not get into, Lou volunteered himself for such a position, and I went under the stage name Buttercup for a total of about 20-odd seconds.
20
The plan was indeed a success. Lou was kidnapped right on schedule, and we were going to follow. The problem was that that we were separated. We were interrogating the person. Yeah, and thus we were not in the room when it happened. The room where it happened. So
the room where it happened.
yes.
Is
I
that
want to be in the room where it happened.
You were.
Yeah, well,
You
I wish
witnessed
we
it.
all were in the room where it happened, because then what happened next would not need to happen. You see, we needed there's somebody else to give chase. So I told your mother to declare that her name was Bubbles, or she was henceforth known as Bubbles, as she was the only person who was already and well, she was the owner of the establishment, but she does count as employed in that sense. She was employed by herself. She was her own boss. But it was but
Robot.
by declaring that, she made herself the viable target. Changing the name from Lucille to Bubbles meant that the person would then come back. I'd be able to cast fairy light to identify them, and Scoobert would give chase. Those two things did happen. The unforeseen circumstance was that instead of being kidnapped, unfortunately, the perpetrator chose instead to enact revenge on your mother by stabbing her. This meant that Scoobert was the one that gave the chase, and I stayed behind in order to try and help her. Unfortunately, I was out of spell slots at the time, and before I was able to do anything, she died in my arms. There was nothing I could have done in that situation, and no way I could have foreseen that it would end up in such a manner. Your mother was targeted specifically because one of her other former disgruntled employees, who I believe was dismissed at the time, I was not there for this part, so I'm filling in what I know. I believe she was disgruntled because she was deemed as too old. She wanted her former glory, she got jealous of the employees, but she wanted a higher revenge for the person that dismissed her in the first place. And unfortunately, much to my dismay, that is what she got. And I have recalled the moment ever since. It recently manifested once again in a different case that we had in the form of an illusion, where it happened all over again despite my increased strength since then and my higher spell count. Yet still the moment comes back to torture me. I guess in moments much like this one. I have said it before and I will say it again. I did not want what happened to your mother to happen to her. And I have regretted the outcome of that event ever since. That is my story.
Just then you hear small footsteps run in the room. Mommy! The daughter goes up and hugs her mom. What a day. And also, did I do good hanging in the basement? I mean, I heard noises, but I assumed you wouldn't want me coming up.
You know what? Yeah, you did good. Proud of you.
Yay! She hugs her mom. I want to go hang out in my room.
You do that, Mary.
Okay. She runs up to her bedroom.
Well, I must begrudgingly apologize.
Begrudgingly.
If nothing else, it is nice to know that your daughter is okay. And to see her so happy.
Yeah, she's quite an angel. In reality, part of me hopes she is not as revenge-driven as I am. I
Children rarely are.
can see now. You were telling the truth. And I was not told that you tried to save her, or that she died in your arms. I was just told she died, and I was told it was because of you.
No one was there at the
Perhaps
time, so it was a perception that everyone seemed to have.
Perhaps I should dig further in before taking rather rash actions. I'll admit.
A little bit homicidal actions, but you know, as you do.
A bit homicidal.
The temptation's
You know.
always there, you know it is.
Well,
Like
Scoob would
said.
know.
Scoob would know. All of you know,
What
I
I
had
said
like
about-
3 different routes to how that one played out and what I was gonna do in case.
Fair enough.
What I said earlier about nobility, I think you hold it much dearer and closer to your heart than you think. You're quite admirable, in a way.
That means a lot coming from a literal noble lady such as yourself. Thank you.
Well, I suppose my murderous campaign ends here. I again apologize for the damage I've caused to you. I didn't really hurt you, but I apologize for the damage I caused to your friends.
Yes, this is
It's
that
good.
is a good point. Speaking of that, I'm
Loose.
going to cast Cure Wounds on both of them, just we're out of combat now. Because why the heck?
Like
not?
I can imagine like her apologizing to the wounds caused to her friends. Meanwhile, Louis just standing there, you know, kind of with a thumbs up with his nose bleeding.
Out.
All right.
Oh, God.
Okay. Since Scooby is closer on my screen, you're gonna get the first. You'll get the first heal. Oh, another 11.
Hey.
And next up, Lou. A 10. There you go.
Are you
Pretty
doing
good.
this at second level or first level?
First level.
Okay.
I don't think I have any second. No, I don't have any second level slots anymore after Bark Skin. Which
Got it.
Hey, so you remember that bit where you said that I would lose the blindness next turn?
Yeah, it's gone now.
You lost your blindness.
Okay,
The blindness is gone.
Orchid heals Scooby's blindness.
good, because I wasn't gonna have a next turn, it seems.
Yeah. We'll just assume that
I'm a
midway through the conversation, your blindness just disappeared.
As
blindness does.
As Kate was beginning to metaphorically see clearly, Scoo was beginning to literally do so.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I think we best be off now. Your family
Before you
has
go.
endured enough disturbance. Yes.
Before you go, I must say, you and your little ragtime team, well, falling directly into a trap, you did correctly solve where my daughter was quite efficiently.
We
I
do
must
tend
say,
to do
with a few
that, both
good
solve
battles.
mysteries and fall into traps, actually. That seemed to be our MO recently in our adventures.
Lou just kind of looks over. This is the second time I've died.
Oh!
Then die less.
I must say, you are quite strong yourself. Do you ever pass as an adventurer of some kind, or just really good tutelage?
Sweetheart, I went to a private school. I grew up rich.
So tutelage it is then.
Like the
I grew up
That's
rich.
the point.
I grew up rich.
Oh, what's your superpower? I'm rich.
Besides it, I'd like to give you just a tiny reward in exchange for maybe keeping this under wraps.
The murder attempt.
We do have to report to our boss, but to everyone else, our lips are sealed.
Here
Yes, we
is a
were
very...
sent here on business.
Oh, well, we love that. I wish to give you this. It's a very special item, a magical one. Somewhat rare. Something I've been keeping in my pocket, per se. Well, it won't do much for me, but from what I've gathered from your powers, perhaps it will for you. She hands them a little brown gem.
I look at it in my palm of my hand. I'm guessing. Thank you so much. I look at it. What does it look like? What is
It's a brown gemstone.
In fact, a brown gemstone. Yeah.
You're probably gonna have to do an Arcana check.
I'd say do an Arcana check if I were you.
I just meant like physical description, you know, with like what shape.
Oh,
is
physical
it, like that
description.
kind of
Shape wise, think of it like a ovalish.
Okay.
I don't know. Oval. Yeah, oval. Like an egg.
Okay,
Or like
fair enough.
Flat egg.
All right. Flat. Okay, sure. I'll do an Arcana
I'll
check
think of-
anyway, just in
I don't
case
think
there's
I've
something else interesting. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever described the gem as flat egg.
Okay, I've got an 8 on the Arcana
Flag.
check, so I assume it's just you know, flat egg.
Yeah, you're flat egg. I mean, if the other two would like to try to Arcana check, I will let them.
Yeah, I'll have my shot at it.
Ghostie?
I could just ask what it is.
I got a
That's
12.
spot on. And Ghostie, are you gonna do it?
19?
Okay, there we go.
19. All right. BB, you definitely know there's some magic in this thing. You don't know what it is, but like, you know it's in there. But
Crazy that I
Ghostie,
somehow know more than Orchid.
the druid.
Well, actually, no,
in
you
Orchid.
don't, because I was told it was a magic item, so I know there's magic in here.
Yeah.
So we know the same.
And Ghostie, as you look at the magic item that was just given to Orchid, you begin to feel how am I gonna phrase this? The gem, it feels very, let's say, grounded in a way, more or less earthly in the way that it exudes its magic.
I am now an earthbender.
Earthbender.
Oh, is it literally Control Earth?
No. It's not Control Earth exactly. I'm not gonna tell you what it does exactly until the time is right.
That's fine.
Because
That's
Emily
fine.
also doesn't know. Emily also
I-
doesn't know. So
I see. This
Can
is-
I?
Well, I haven't been able to. I must say I haven't seen anything like this before. Specifically, do you know anything
Like-
about this?
I don't think.
Can
Can I roll arcane? Because I don't know.
Arcana.
I
Arcana.
I can't say thing.
wait.
Yes,
can
you
I
can.
say? Can I?
Go ahead, Ghosty. Sorry.
Since Lou rolled a 19, he would know something about this. And that something is that, well, I'll be. This is a genuine elemental gem.
It is.
You don't come across these things too often anymore.
No, you really don't. Miss Kate, how did you come? Where did you find this?
Rich people.
Do you really
Rich
want me
powers.
to say I'm rich again?
Well, I mean,
Rich
if you purchased it as one thing,
Connections.
but
I have connections around, and it won't do much for me.
I
But
have connections. It's crazy.
I wish you luck.
Hmm.
Well, she already was what?
You want to go ahead and like head up back upstairs with your child, Emily?
Well,
Upstairs, but
I've got to go check on Marie. I did put her in a basement for 4 days. Probably not the best mothering thing. I'll probably just go and buy her love. But I wish you luck.
I think a
Classic.
play
I
date
look
with
forward to seeing
I
how
personally think
you
a play
guys
date
go.
with Jake might soothe the deal a little bit.
No. Maybe not Jake. I'll buy her new friends. Actually.
If you say so.
No.
I'm sure
No
that
Jake
I'm
from
sure that
Estate Farm.
Jake would offer a very good deal for himself. I know rich people
Yeah,
adore
but he ain't
saving
rich.
money.
I mean, I have been a pretty awful mother these past 4 days.
God
Maybe I'll
damn
just
it!
let
Say
you
the
be.
thing. Don't you just blue ball us like that.
I didn't hear the thing.
I guess that.
What's the thing? I didn't.
I guess one could say that you would have gotten away with being an awful mother if it weren't for.
Meddling kids.
They're not even kids, bro.
Is it kids? Is that how that goes?
Yeah, kids. I mean, you meddling adventurers.
It's never gonna happen.
I don't think Emily
We're
grew up.
6
like
episodes
you.
deep.
Yeah.
And it's never gonna happen.
I've never watched Scooby Doo.
There.
Oh, forget that scene then. Never mind. we leave. We're off. Something to think about. Food for thought. Okay, bye.
Anyways, so do you go
What a
back to
weird group of
Do you
kids.
go back to Greggy Poo's house?
Well, I mean, we don't go to his house. We go to the headquarters. Assuming, wait,
To the house.
does
To
he,
the house.
does he live
Okay,
there?
nah, technically, but we don't talk about that part. Anyways,
Okay.
back at the Mystery Guild. We're going back to the ye old Mystery Guild, okay? And I did change my model.
Okay, back to the mystery guilds. Okie dokie.
Okay, we're gonna do the
Hey,
episode
new
wrap
CPM,
up here.
right?
Anyways, Gray, as you guys teleport in, Greg celebrates. So, how did it go? Did you guys find the child?
Yes, we in fact did.
We found the child. Everything turned out okay.
That is great. I did unfortunately give a report about someone here may have bit a pregnant lady and kidnapped a baby.
Wait,
so
what? Hold on. Wait, that never happened. Wait, Scoobert.
Lou just kind of slides into the distance. Cha-cha real smooth.
Also, nice outfit, Lou.
Don't comment on it.
Orchid, Lou, here's your 50 gold for it. And, Here is 5 gold for you, Scoobert. The other 45 of your wage will be paid to the pregnant lady, so you don't go to jail.
Wow, medical bills are quite. I guess we'll add that to the list of things that are wrong with this terrible town.
Well,
Because-
I guess the money would not only be used for medical bills, but also emotional damage.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, so you
But-
only get 5 gold, Scoobert. I'm sorry, that lady. You're lucky you're not in jail. All I'm saying, you attacked a pregnant lady and kidnapped her child.
I've been there before.
You
Dang. Oh, yeah, you were.
Wait, what? Wait, you've been attacked as a pregnant lady, or
No,
like
he's
you
been
have...
to jail before. That's where he ate
Oh.
rats.
You've been attacked.
Yeah, much better.
Oh god.
He said he ate a racist.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Casual scooberting, eating racist.
Please don't eat people and stop biting pregnant ladies. God, how hard is it to not bite a pregnant lady?
Saving the kid.
You just kidnapped the child. You didn't even save anyone.
I thought that was the kid.
Every time we leave you alone, I swear.
Lou, who's still bleeding out of his nose, is like,
out of the
I'm
nose?
I'm going to go to bed.
I think you need one of these. I cast Goodberry and I give you one.
Good bet. We love it. A good Betty. The good Betty.
Well, good work on you guys. Except for maybe Scoobert for biting a pregnant lady. It still was very messed up.
She didn't defend herself.
You bite it. You bit her. I love to bite pregnant ladies.
The fact she was unable
not
to
a
defend
fight.
herself
Fight
arguably
pregnant
makes it
ladies.
worse.
It was an attack, not a fight.
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Every sentence you are saying right now is making this not worse for you.
Wait,
Oh, God.
wait, these look the good berry. Lou just looks at these berries, and just realizes that he forgot what he wanted to buy at the farm in the cat village. But also doesn't want to go back because of the pregnant lady thing.
You'll find a farmer's market eventually.
So Lou just looks very depressed for a moment before eating the berries.
Just depressed Lou. Just like, dang, bro. That's
Anyways,
that much hurt, bro.
Greg then goes, okay, now please leave. Especially you, Scooby. Just leave for now.
So, as Scooby's walking out after everyone else, we gotta do the thing, you know. He looks at the camera.
The camera.
You know, there were some insurance issues today. But you know what could have helped? A State Farm. Because, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
And winks.
And that's not in the episode because that'd be.
Ends the episode.
Ends the episode.
This was this was the missing kitten, episode 6.
Scooby-Doo at the end.
Oh yeah, there's probably a Scooby Doo Doo at the end, but yeah.
Sorry.
Scooby-Doo.
There we go.
Boom. There we go. All
Did
right.
I make the combat too hard?
A little bit.
No, we
No,
also
no.
I'm asking the players, not you, Aidan. You don't count. You didn't fight.
If Lou didn't have shit HP to begin with,
survived,
this
it's
wouldn't
good.
have been a problem.
I mean, honestly,
So-
I was gonna say, yeah.
Because I will say this, except for that one move, everything was relatively balanced. Everything was around 1d4 damage with some of the attacks, 2d4 damage. There was the 44 damage Chancla, and then
44 damage Chancla. Hold on a second. What?
4d4.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. So you said that
And then
you made the damage like proportionate to the level of the character. What was her level actually?
3.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in that
The
case,
only
in
things
that
that
case,
I
what
make
the
that
heck are we doing? Because we should.
Well, the only things that I made a bit feats.
I'm a upgrade 2 now, by the way. It's gonna go up to
now
3.
you get to level up. You get to level up now, BB.
Yeah,
But yeah,
should we have feats,
feats.
by the way?
Alert. That is dependent on Aidan. We're gonna do it. We could do it the original D&D system or the system I use. I'll give you
Well, yeah,
those two
because
options.
I don't think because I mean in the
The
past
system I use. The
in the
system I
past
use is one.
I've only seen feats available at level 4, so I wasn't sure.
Usually you can get a feat instead of doing the stat upgrade. However, what I may do is I may
given an
introduce.
option for a stat upgrade or a feat.
Well, no, at level 4. At level 4.
We're not level 4 yet.
Yeah, I know. That's when you'd get your first one in normal D&D.
Yeah,
However,
that's what I'm saying. So that's why I was just checking to
there
see if if your level
is
3 character should have had feats. Should we have had them as well? Is my question.
no, the feats sprung up because I played into the noble and the learning that most of the feats I didn't pick any magical feats. I picked feats that you would be able to gain through study.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Somewhat, yes. I haven't got that part of the player's handbook yet, but yes, in theory.
Well, that's more of a homebrew thing than an actual player's handbook thing.
I forget how much Vin homebrews. We never did this whenever Aidan was the only one here.
Anyway,
well, Aidan homebrews in a different way.
I do more combative homebrew. Aidan homebrews roleplay wise.
Aidan homebrews life itself.
Yeah, Aidan homebrews life itself. I homebrew very combatively.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, how was the combat? Was the combat too difficult? It wasn't too easy. I can guarantee you that it wasn't too easy.
Well,
Was it too difficult?
So clearly not.
Yeah. Aidan, you don't get to answer the question because you didn't fight. Like, was it annoying in any way, or like?
I mean, it was challenging, but again, it's a fight.
The only thing that was annoying is that clearly we all need to brush up on our combat rules.
Yeah, that is fair. I will say, I personally probably should have balanced out that one move that could deal a max of 30 damage.
Yeah,
that was
probably.
That was the most damage that one move could do, but that move also required each time to hit, which is a different roll entirely. So
right,
that
I gotta
required
go for now, though. Bye, guys.
Oh, there goes the DM, guy.
Yeah, so I guess a move that can max 30 damage in tandem with being able to do, I guess, the same thing up to 5 times. Yeah, that was probably.
No, it could do up to 30 damage because the 5 together could do.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one needs balancing a little more.
That one was the only reason it ended up working that well was because I forgot to check how low your ACs were, and because Emily kept rolling way too high. Emily rolled 2 numbers under 10.
Now you know how we felt in Catgirl Island.
Yeah. But I will lower the to hit because the to hit was a +7. That was probably it. But yeah, I will lower that. So again, I pretty much did all the combat for this within the time span of about an hour. I homebrewed all of it within an hour because I forgot to make the character sheet for the mom.
Okay.
And the only reason that they had a charisma stat so high was because Emily asked for it.
I mean, it does make
Emily
sense.
wanted.
It's consistent with the way with what Emily likes to do with D&D characters.
So we nuked it 30 with a +15 with a plus. I actually, yeah, a +15. I did the math slightly wrong, but it would be would it be a +15? Yes, it would be a +15. I did the math right.
It would be a high number, which is, I guess, the important detail here.
And then proficiency made some of them a +18.
Yeah, I'm gonna say in all of the emotion at the very end there, I completely forgot about the pregnant lady scene halfway through the combat.
Say,
So I'm glad that Aidan clocked onto that and was like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that should,
Yeah.
their actions have consequences, like a DM should." So
Yep.
he's did well in that regard.
So I've been working on the first big episode on my end, which to whatever audience is here, be ready. You're gonna be just as confused as the players are.
Well, I mean, I would imagine the audience is confused as we are.
I
'cause
would hope so, but
I don't. We haven't had any comments yet being like, "This is the obvious answer, you fools, do this." We haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
So I
But
think we've been fairly competent thus far, except for in specific
no,
scenarios
that's far,
where
yeah.
we play into the
But
incompetence.
I will warn, the mysteries do get harder.
Right.
Aiden's been easing you in to these mysteries. I'm going to challenge what you've already learned.
That's fine. Just remember that we don't want to go on for too long per session.
I understand that. That is why, not in this episode, not in the episode I'm writing, because I have written it to fit into a 4-hour D&D session.
Aha.
Is that 4 hours too long? Question mark.
4 hours is definitely like a high maximum, especially for me.
Well, I mean, I was just going based on you don't have school, and we
in
start
fact,
at
this
3.
this is the last stream that I'm able to do in this apartment, by myself, But once I move back to the UK and with my family, it's going to be even more complicated. We either have to start earlier to cover 4-hour sessions, or we're going to something.
I have a split. I have created what I call split marker, in which I can split it into 2-hour sessions.
I would very much prefer that from if that is a recurring thing.
We will go based on how far you guys make it in the first in the thing. If you guys make it if you make it really far, then we're just gonna finish the episode. If you guys get stumped for a good bit, then I will hit the break mark.
Okay, fair. All right then. Okay, well I guess I hope everyone enjoyed this, and we don't know when we're going to do this again. I was somewhat taken aback by today, but hey, what a good way to wrap up, I guess, my time alone in Spain. So
yep,
let us know your thoughts with liking or disliking, and leaving your comments on, I guess, whatever.
How many children you have in your basement?
Missed. Yeah.
How many children you have in your basement? Please comment how many children you have in your basement.
And like the video if you two had kidnapped Marie. And we'll see you soon enough in another Butter Bunch video. Toodle pip.